Hey y'all, welcome to Lingerie and Cocktails. How y'all doing today, fam? Sorry I'm late. I know it was scheduled like 30 minutes ago, but yeah, I'm just running late. So we're gonna wait until a few people get in. I see some people. I see you. I see you, Cap. I see you, Word. Some of y'all coming in. So, but the conversation is divine feminine and masculine. And I told y'all I want to switch it up. We gonna hit it from another angle, you know, and that's what I want to do. I want to hit this topic from another angle. And so I hope y'all willing to stick around. And the ones that just want to be nosy will, stay and be nosy. I don't even care. So we can do it like that. But we just gonna do something a little bit slightly different over here. And we're gonna hit it from a different angle. So I'm excited and hopefully I picked this topic because I want men to understand where women come from, and women to understand where men come from. You know, that way, if we understand each other and how a woman, the feminine energy was made, and how the masculine energy was made, and the characteristics that come with it, then we'll be able to understand one another, right? So that's what I want to do, you know. And I think this would be a good conversation. Then I'll be able to listen. Okay, this cool. Take your time. But yeah, so I think this is a great conversation for us to have in general. Like I say, that way we're able to understand one another. And also, a woman can be able to, a woman or man, I don't know, whatever floats your boat, want to be able to tap into that feminine energy. We're going to give some examples on how to tap into the feminine energy, for men, how to tap in masculine energy, or for women, vice versa. However, whatever floats your boat.
Hey sis,
Hey, what's the deal?
not much. So, what's the topic tonight?
The topic is divine feminine and masculine.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about both sides because, of course, like I was explaining, there is duality to everything. If you notice, God has made everything a male and a female to everything. There's not just one female, and no male that comes along with it. So it's duality. So I wanted to just, explain to everybody, and we can go in detail, talk about what is divine feminine, what is divine masculine, give examples for people if they want to be able to tap into both sides. We can give the examples. Don't pin me in a corner before I get up there.
Oh
He's scared of this feminine energy, boy.
my goodness, don't be scared.
Don't be scared of the
Come on,
feminine energy word. Come to the light.
come to the uni side.
Carrie Lynn, come to the light. What you say? Come to the yoni side.
The uni, yin.
The yini. I want a few people to come in here as well. But oh yeah, I guess you can explain who you are, and give a little background on you if you want to, and your website as well.
Okay, so I I wish I had prepared some remarks, although I didn't. My name is Amber Lynn. I do personal consulting, um, intuitive readings, things of that nature. My website is readmebri.com. That's READMEBRI.com.
Hold
I'm
on. Well,
doing
I'm gonna put it in the chat in a minute, but I'll probably put it on the banner too in a second. What's up, Facts Over Feelings? Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean
oh,
to.
oh, that was about it. That was about it. But just even talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine energy, it really doesn't have anything to do with gender.
It really doesn't. No.
Because a person can be a man and have more feminine energy than masculine energy, and vice versa. I've seen very yang heavy women that have that masculine energy that want to take control. I think it's just recognizing, what side you
You
lean
want to be on,
most,
right?
and not just assuming, oh, I'm a woman, so I'm more yin, or oh, I'm a male, so I'm more yang. It doesn't quite work that way. Just the
Wait,
way
repeat that. What you said?
um, people assume that, oh, because I'm a man, naturally I'm yang, or because I'm a woman, naturally I'm yin, and that's not true. And
Right.
that manifests in a lot of different ways, whether a person is more yin heavy or yang heavy. And it's important that the energies within yourself be balanced, the yin and yang energy, because an imbalance of yin and yang energy on the inside will have you attracting another, like, so let's say you're extremely yin heavy, right? um, your demeanor more encompasses what's traditionally the divine feminine. um, you're gonna attract a male who is extremely masculine with only a little bit of yang, with a little bit of yin, which is why you see like abusive relationships or manipulative relationships, and it could be the man being that way or the woman, because
You going in, sis? Hold on. You going in, but go ahead. I love this. Okay.
it's about balancing those energies within so that you attract balanced partners. Because if you're too much of one thing or too much of another thing, you're going to attract either the extreme on one side of the polarity. Either you're going to have a man that act like not a man, or
Right.
a woman who acts like
Masculine, because that can be me
masculine.
sometimes.
Like, look, I know you see those.
That can be me for real.
Yeah, I mean, we all possess them, but one thing that's been revealed to me is so above, so below. What's without is within. So anything that you are attracting in your physical life has to do with how the energies within you are balancing. And so I think it's important for people to understand that, like, uh, people, we love to place a lot of focus outside of ourselves, but our reality in our life, and the manifestations that happen with our life, are a result of the energies within and how balanced or unbalanced they are. If there is chaos on the inside, you will see chaos on the outside. And that's why it's so important, to just balance those energies within, because I mean, people react to what you are projecting out. So what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, you said a mouthful, child. You was preaching to me because, like you say, a woman that is very masculine can tend to get a man that's feminine. And then, we complain, that he's not doing what he's supposed to do and things like that. But it's, words say this all the time. Word always says, if you look at things differently and you look at things as energy, everything changes. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? everybody is pretty much energy. That's really what it is. And so if you put now a masculine, then you're just going to get the opposite of what you're putting out.
Absolutely. And women who are really take charge type women, a lot of the time they have that yang energy, that yang heavy energy.
Okay, so do you want to define what divine feminine energy is first?
Uh,
What's up, Doris?
well, I probably would need to give you guys the actual definition because I have a very abstract way of thinking. So I see those energies in everything. Um, so divine feminine is just basically the creative force that binds the world together, you know. But the sun leads, right? Like, so typically, I mean, divine feminine energy is the energy that just brings forth life at all in general. That's just what it is. But it's not that feminine energy is any better than masculine energy. They are balanced, you know. And when one side is too heavy or the other side is too heavy, you know, that's when that imbalance comes in. But I'll have to look up the textbook definition because, you know, it's just hard to explain just because when you see it in everything and when you have the type of mind where you can see the divine feminine and you see divine feminine as not only, you know, being receptive, like naturally the divine feminine is receptive. It takes in what the sun gives out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm. I
we're
mean, you're right. It basically binds the earth together, and the feminine energy is giving that goddess energy. Is giving that, pretty much feminine energy is that dark. It's the dark female, the dark feminine. So yeah, I feel like it's giving out goddess energy. And if anybody know about any of the goddesses, then you have several different type of goddesses. And if anyone is interested, if you want to be able to give out that goddess energy, all you got to do is just research whatever goddess that you relate to, or that sticks out to you, or somebody you want to be like. You don't necessarily have to choose a goddess. It could be, just um, anybody. Honestly, I mean, it could be a celebrity if you want it to be, or it could be, your grandma or your auntie or whatever. You study that energy and you bring it upon yourself. You can have that goddess energy. Just like Rihanna, I feel like Rihanna has goddess energy.
in a way, but Rihanna
In
is
a way,
somewhat yang heavy. You know,
she's that dark feminine energy.
she is, but she's yang heavy, which the reason that I say she does have feminine energy, which is why she would attract someone like say Chris Brown or ASAP Rocky because they have that, you know, that dominance. But you can tell that her masculine side and her feminine side, it waxes and wanes, it ebbs and flows, just even if just looking at her music and the way that she's expressed herself. And you know, and just even going back to the goddesses, all the goddesses are the same goddesses, just different angles.
I agree.
um
I don't agree with you on what you said about Rihanna. I feel like you a hater, but
no,
I digress. What? Go
I
ahead.
I like Rihanna, but she does. I mean, it sometimes she's that, you know, that deep receptacle, feminine energy, and other times she's on the stage telling somebody to pull up because of injustice, and that is yang energy. Feminine energy does not assert.
No, I feel like that's empowerment. Empowerment is feminine energy.
Well, empowerment is feminine energy. However, feminine, the divine feminine and the divine masculine expresses itself in different ways. The divine feminine will make you think that it's your idea, that their cause is your idea because of how receptive they are. The divine masculine will push things out there and be like, "You want to push this." And that, like I said, that's no salt. That's no um night to discuss this topic on women.
She's smart, y'all. She very smart.
Absolutely. Let me know.
So
Well,
you
first
said basically,
time it is.
yeah.
You know, I love to be up there in the ether up there getting my information. Asleep, aka. But yeah, I mean, I love Rihanna, and I think it's important, like, to just not, like, when a person says, oh, this person is yang heavy, that's not necessarily a it's not a diss. Being able to pull your divine feminine and your divine masculine back and forth is natural. For example, in my personal life, you're a friend of mine on Facebook. You know me. I'm either that kumbaya or I'm that come see me mother. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on where I'm at and how I woke up. Did I wake up balanced? Did have I shown gratefulness for the things that I have in my life today? If I don't do those things, I can definitely guarantee you at some point in my day, a imbalance is going to manifest, and it's either going to be extremely feminine or it's going to be extremely masculine, because we have to work to balance those energies.
Right. Facts. Yeah, I have an Instagram. Hit me on Instagram, and then we can, talk about it. My Instagram is Tay Eats 06. I think that's what it is. Just hit me up on Instagram, and then I might be able to come over there tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing anything, so yeah, of course we can talk about it. It's Tay E06. Oh, okay, and then Amber, what is your how you spell? It's this right here. And if you go ahead and like message me right now, then I can go ahead and just see it on Instagram. If you do it right now, I'll go ahead and do it. Um, what up, Julio? Thank you for coming in. And what is your I mean, yeah, your website. Hold on one second. So I can put it across. Yeah, what is your website again?
It's readmebri.com.
Read me.
READMEBRI.com.
Okay.
Same handle on Twitter. I talk about a lot of the same things as
You didn't
well.
really tell them, Amber, that you're a psychic. Did you
Yes,
tell them that?
I like to refer to myself more as an intuitive, and I offer intuitive readings. Um, I mean, but yeah, technically, I just, you know,
Okay, y'all. Well, she do intuitive readings. Okay, hold on. Let me. Yeah, she do intuitive readings, and she spot on, y'all. She spot on. I ain't even gonna hold you because she guessed something last week. And literally I thought she was crazy, y'all, for real. I didn't think she was crazy, but I was just like, oh, she kept saying something. I feel like something like a mass shooting or something is gonna happen.
well, it was the wind. I could just feel the anger and the energy outside, and I was like, "There's something going to happen in our proximity." Some type of act of violence. You can just, it's just you, the divine. When you are in touch with, certain energies within yourself, you're able to pick up things before it happens. It's nothing anybody could tell the future. Anybody could intuitively, read another person. It's just about honing that ability and being able to pull it down into something that people can understand, digest, and use to make their lives better. But basically, I was talking to her, we were outside, we were talking about, ain't no telling what me and Tay was talking about on the phone, to tell you the truth. And all of a sudden, like, the wind it started blowing in different directions. And like, at first I was like, "Ooh, it feels good." I was like, "Ooh, it feels angry." And she's like,
Right.
"What are you drinking?" I said, "Tequila, but hold on." And that's when I started telling her, I was like, "Yeah, there's going to be a mass shooting here in Texas." And the very next day I woke up, I went on TMZ, saw it on the news. I mean, on, not, well, TMZ, it's not news, but saw it there, sent it to her. I was like, "I told you." And there was a mass
It
shooting.
was a mass shooting, y'all, just on that Friday. For real. Oh, you DM me? I'ma roll up. Okay, word. Of course, take your time. Let me check it out. Let's see.
But that's kind of the same with you too. Like, your feminine and yang, it waxes and wanes as well. Like that very calm demeanor that you have, that you make people feel comfortable, they want to open up to you. That is your yin. That means you're yin heavy. So you'll naturally attract men who are yang heavy, and sometimes men who don't have their energies balanced and they're yang heavy. They might have trouble expressing emotions, or be the type of person who may abandon because things don't quite go exactly the way they want them to go. That's that yin energy. But that yang energy is when, look, I played this game with you, and this is what it's going to be. And I've seen you channel that yang energy too. And
I play both sides. I can play both sides.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: don't play with her. 20 plus years, don't play with her. Don't play with her.
She know me for real.
I mean, this internet stuff is
What
cool.
up,
It's
Jay?
fun. But
Thank you for coming in, Jay. I like this share. Thank you. I appreciate it. He always liking and sharing. I appreciate that, Jay. But yeah, I feel like I come to learn that I what I've learned about myself, and I've been knowing this, but I tend to dim myself a little bit, is that I tend to feel like and this is no, like I'm acting like I'm all that and nothing like that, and it's probably off topic, but we'll go back to what we're saying. I just feel like my light shines bright, and sometimes the people that I'm around, it kind of condemn their light or bring out certain things that they don't like, and you know that's where the issues rise with other people.
well, and a lot of that is, I mean, I hate to say it because it's cliche, but a lot of it is jealousy. They think that if they big you up, if they acknowledge your light, they acknowledge the greatness within you, that somehow it takes away from theirs, but it doesn't. When
It
you lift
does.
a woman up, when you show love, when you could show contempt or pettiness, you are setting yourself up for your own blessing. But when you're sitting there online backbiting, doing all this nonsense, yakety yak yak yak, you're gonna run into a real one. And the internet stuff can come to life, baby. So
Mhm.
anyway, I digress. It's just a matter of understanding. Look, if you think I'm dope, I get it. I know I'm dope. It's because I'm living in my light. I'm living in my purpose, and the light, that divine goddess light, is shining through me. That's not for you to be jealous. That should inspire you. If
Bingo, you
I'm
said
not
it.
inspiring you, you need to check your heart, because there's no malice in mine, baby.
You need to check your heart, but also too, if it affects you, then you need to look within yourself and look at the goddess within you, right? You
Definitely.
got to do that inner work within yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're jealous of someone, then it's like you need to do the work and you need to figure out who you are as a person. That way your light can shine bright too, and you don't feel affected by someone else because someone else's light is bright.
Absolutely. Like I'll give you guys a anecdote story about Tay. Ooh, look, I
Don't
didn't tell
hold on
y'all.
now.
Look.
I know I tell a lot, but
So,
you ain't tell me this. What you gonna say?
so what I'm going to say about that sisterhood and building each other up. So I'm an artist. I love to do artwork, and a couple of years ago I started making these 3D art pieces of African American women because I think we are just the bomb. I think African American men are the bomb too.
She's an artist too, y'all. Yes.
And so I just started posting like my paintings. Some of them are abstract, 3D. And about a week later, I go look outside and there's an Amazon box at my front door. And it's a box of like 20 canvases. And it's from Tay. She didn't tell me she was doing it. She just did it. That is what sisterhood is. That is why she's blessed. That is why that light shines through her because she sees a person trying and she tries to help in any way she can. She tries to support that passion. She saw that new passion and she's like, well, how can I support? Oh, canvases, extremely appreciated. Canvases are expensive. So I'm just saying that's just a testament to her character. So don't be jealous of her, be inspired by her. I mean,
I appreciate that, but you've known me for over 20 years. And you know I'm not no hater. I've all everything that you've done, I always supported you. And when you do things, I pay for it.
absolutely.
I've never asked for a handout with you, like, oh, can I get this free? Can I get that? I always pay because I like supporting
Mhm.
people.
And this is
That's
the type of
me.
person, if you're lowballing yourself on your price, and she will literally pay you what she feels it's worth if you are going to let that is the type of person that she is. um and I know it's hard. I know it's easy to make assumptions about a person's character, someone that you don't know in person, that you don't know, but it's just important to know, like, she's not this is not an act, this is who she is, and that's just how she is. And and I know, my sis, she she don't play, but at the same time she'll help anybody, and I've seen her do it, and it's not just me, I've seen her with the people around. Funny story is she couldn't stand me when she first met me.
Shut up.
Truth be
Oh,
told.
shut
I
up.
mean, but it was just a matter of, just not knowing, and, just having different focuses and whatnot. So, all I'm saying is you just have to give people a chance, and don't make snap judgments just because you may not like their
But
opinions
it doesn't matter.
on
People just
things.
ain't gonna like you, for certain
Well, they
reasons.
ain't gotta
They
like
just not
me.
gonna like you. And so, I could be as nice as I can be, but we gonna, they gonna hate anyway. So
Don't hate.
we gonna hate. But what's up, word? How you doing? Hey Dubs, how are you?
What up,
Thank you
though?
for coming
Hey, I'm on my phone right now. When I get done smoking, I'm gonna go back on the laptop. So I'm gonna drop down after I
in.
smoke
Okay,
and I'm
that's
gonna pop
fine.
back up. But I just want to add to some context to what she said because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and she right. You gotta find the idea is to find a balance, right? Um, but the vehicles that we in is designed to display a specific energy. And like what happens is when men embrace that feminine energy too much, um, it's not natural. And when women embrace the masculine energy, it's not natural. And that begins chaos because before duality existed, masculine and feminine energy was one. And that's what chaos was, it was creation and destruction. And to separate those, that's when we found balance. So I just wanted to add that because she's completely right, but you can see unnatural things when things ain't operating the way it's supposed to.
I agree. I don't know who this is. Who are you?
Hey, you know what I'm about to get on? We gotta vet them first. I mean, if they're not adding to the context of the show, I mean, there's no point of coming up.
Sean, I was about to add you up on, but I don't know who you. I don't know who you.
Oh, that's probably facts. That's probably facts. If it says Sean Jew, that's facts.
Oh, okay. You can come back up,
Yeah,
Fat.
if it says Sean Jew, that's facts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Come back up. I didn't know who that was.
Yo, what up, y'all?
Hey,
What up? What up?
Oh, let me turn my TV down. Y'all are two well-spoken ladies, and I appreciate that. I love when I can hear black women talk how y'all talk and not curse and talk all ghetto and ratchet and shit. We do still got
boy,
some
I talk
intelligence.
ghetto.
I tell word that all the time. Don't I say all the time, but nothing more turns me on more as a man. And I'm not flirting with y'all or nothing, but nothing turns me on as a man as a well-spoken woman. You know what I'm saying? But I was talking about something earlier. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. Do y'all feel as though is really such thing as a gold digger when it comes to a woman? Cause I don't, and here's why. I feel as though dudes should date within their price bracket, like shopping for a car. If you know you work in Walmart making $13 an hour, then don't go on Instagram trying to bag a chick. Every other post she in Dubai, Bora Bora, red bottoms on, Chanel, Gucci, Fendi.
Right.
Date a chick at your church or from your neighborhood or your job or something that's within your price range. Because when women, when they call women gold diggers, I just say a woman knows or she what is called, she appraises herself like anything else, like property, a car. She knows her worth. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. I feel like it's just labels for a man to, not do what it is that he wants to do. It's just like when you call her a hoe or, a slut or something like that. I feel like it's just labeled putting on a woman. What's going around now is the thing with the bus driver.
Yeah, that's what inspired me to talk about it. Yeah, that. And I ain't see no problem with Shorty saying that.
No, if she don't want to date a bus driver, she don't want to date a bus driver. Like let her be able to do whatever it is that she want to do in her life. Like, if she don't want to date somebody that makes $15 an hour, that's something that she don't want to do. I mean, there's somebody else who's willing to date him. It's just that she doesn't want to do that. So
Right, and most women I notice, white, black, or whatever color, they don't date somebody that make less money than them because um men go on ego trips in the field. It can cause the man to have a sense of insecurity out nowhere that the woman is making more money than him, and it's people who that broke up and divorced over that. You know what I'm saying? Because every time they'll get into a disagreement, argument or something, the woman will say, "Oh, nigga, get your bum ass on with me, nigga. Y'all chump change." The women to use that, or if they not within a man's self, he'll feel insecure. Because I know I would. If I'm working at bar right, bagging up groceries, making $10 an hour, and I'm dating a chick who got a master's degree that own a couple businesses, making couple hundred grand a year, I would feel like a goddamn butler. I wouldn't feel like a dude. You know what I'm saying?
some men don't. I don't. I feel like some men do, and some men don't.
Definitely. I mean, I do think there is a such thing as a person who is seeking, to extract value from someone. Finesse, like there's a difference between finessing someone and there's a difference between genuinely being interested in someone and
Mm-hmm.
allowing that person to take the lead and you know basically putting your worth out there, because you shouldn't be spending stacks and stacks on someone who can't multiply what you have. I think men, it's a big part of it is these men, they need to pay attention to the type of women that they're pursuing, because a woman with a good brain behind her ears is going to multiply what you have, and so I mean, yes, there are people who seek to use other people, and that's just the way of the world, that's going to happen. But women who require, oh, I want to go out, I want to travel the world, if that's what they want, that's what they want. And don't call them a gold digger because you can't align with what they want.
Word.
And so that's kind of my thoughts on that. I do think there is a such thing as using people on both sides of the spectrum, but what you're referring to is more so men. Most of the time when a woman is called a gold digger, it's because they can just exactly what you said.
But you know what? Let me add on to that. We all use each other in some type of way. Now, when the using get bad is when it's one sided, but that's how the world spin around. We use each other to further what we do. You know what I'm saying? But I would also say that, like me, right? I'm single, and I ain't even looking for a girlfriend or wife, none of that right now, because I know that is a lot of work I gotta do. I gotta work on myself, right? But I always say, if I can't add value to a woman, then I ain't gonna mess with her. You know, a lot of dudes be getting with chicks for a come up on some bum nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said. I feel as though if I can't make a woman greater than what she was when I met her, I ain't gonna deal with her. Cause it will weigh on my conscience that I got with this woman and what she had going on. I brought her down.
Words say that a lot. Words says
Yeah,
that a lot.
yeah, man. I'm talked about that a couple times, right?
He says that if he can't leave a woman in better condition or than what she is or something like that. I think ain't that what you say, word or whatever, that he doesn't deal with her.
I
What was
do that with everything.
Yeah, mutual.
If I can't benefit something, I don't deal with it at all. If I'm not gonna be a benefit to anything, if I can't add, I'm not gonna take. But I wanna 2 points real quick. Um, most like we was just talking about everything is frequency, even us, right? So a lot of times what happens is people can't match a frequency. Man can't match that frequency of the woman, and instead of him build himself up to match that frequency, he want her to lower her frequency. So you have to be careful of that. It happens both ways. And then two, um, is value. Is different people. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I first met my wife, she made $15 more than me, and I dated her for 4 years till I started making more money than her. It didn't bother me at all because I still paid for everything, the dates, the trips. I still paid for all that. Um, to
See,
me,
that's why I say
it,
sometimes some men it don't bother them.
no, it's not because my value is much more than what a dollar can show. My value, just the things I know and the things I can do. At any time, I can make 15 grand in 3 minutes. And she knows that. I made 50 grand in 3 months to have our wedding. So she understood the potential. So just because I'm working a job and I make less than her, that job don't make me. That's just something I'm doing. And that job, I was doing other things too. And so my check said one thing, but what I took home was something different. So um, it is what you seek value in. Me personally, I look at more of being like complimentary. So even if a woman does make this is but men like what he said, men have so many fucking insecurities. That's why I don't most of these they're not men, they're grown males. They're of age males. Is to get that title of a man, you have to be in control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions.
So that's what masculine, divine masculine is.
I tell you this, I am um, through destruction you have creation. Right? It's understanding I am destruction. That's what I am. Um, that's
Like the
what
main.
masculine energy is destruction. A woman is the creation, and together, um, you have anything that's new or anything that's created. Something had to be destroyed before.
Yep.
So understanding how to utilize that. That's why is like men who can't control their emotions, they're volatile. That power of destruction is only supposed to be used when necessary,
So that
when it's
means
to
they
protect
tapping more into the
or
feminine
provide. Yes, and that's why I
than
said
the
the
masculine.
vessel itself is destruction, but the energy that's within them that's dominant is the feminine. So they're more emotional. That's just like men and women both have estrogen and testosterone, right? We both have that. Men have estrogen in it. And what happens as you get older, the testosterone levels drop, but the estrogen levels don't. That's why when men get older, they start developing breasts and shit like that. If they ain't working out and keeping the testosterone levels high, it's
On
not the
another
fact that
level,
they got.
men become real
It's not.
bitchy too. Like
Yeah,
women.
This is
and women,
now.
we don't
Listen.
want to have sex anymore.
Now listen to what I'm telling
Funny.
you. Listen
We
to
get
what I'm
older, we
telling
don't
you.
want to have sex.
Now this ain't got, this is all physical. This is all biology. You can look it up. So what happens is your testosterone level drops, but your estrogen level stay the same. And if it drop too low, guess what you gonna have more of? Estrogen versus testosterone. Same thing happens for women. Y'all estrogen levels drop, but y'all testosterone levels don't.
Hey,
So
word.
if you don't,
Can
yeah,
I ask you and Ebony something before I dip? Cause I gotta get off here. I'm gonna be in the bushes listening though. Hey Ebony, what's a good time tomorrow night?
Her
You
name
think?
is Amber.
Oh damn, your name Amber. I don't know why I called you Ebony. I'm talking about your
Her,
name.
her website is at the bottom of the screen.
No, your name. Not her.
Oh,
hey,
my name,
hey,
Tay.
Tay. All right. What's a good time you will be available tomorrow night? Cause I know word gonna come through. Cause I
What
want to.
time you go live?
It's gonna be around. Cause I want to schedule it. The reason why I'm asking, cause I want to schedule it tonight. Cause that builds up the viewership. It's gonna be a nice amount of people over there. I'm gonna let you pin your cash app and all that. They're gonna hit your shit up. I would like to have you as a guest. She can come too. Erica, what's her name again? The one beside you?
Amber.
Come
Amber.
back. Amber, you can come too if you're available. And word to tell you, the men and women in my show, we respectful. We like family over there. You know what I'm saying? Even the straight people that come in know to respect all the women in there. I don't play that. All the men don't play that in there. But I would love to
That
have y'all on my show.
okay, yeah. What time you go? Just
I'm a,
hit me. Just hit me. Did you
Cause
hit me?
when I get off, yeah, I left you a message on Instagram. When I get off, I was gonna schedule it when I get off, because that'll build a viewership if I schedule it. Oh, what's my YouTube link? The word is you a mod over here.
Yeah,
Can you drop my link for Jordan Amari, please? Is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time good or 9:30? You give me a time.
yeah.
Um,
I got to do it on my when I can I do it while I'm on here?
Nah, you had to drop down
I
for my
mean,
number.
just schedule it.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess I'll try. Most likely, I'm not doing too much tomorrow, so
Okay, bet. So I'll
yeah, I
schedule
feel
it
like
for
8,
9.
8:30, 9:30 or something like that.
I'll schedule it for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would like the other Amber to come too if she ain't busy.
Absolutely.
We're gonna drop a link, and I know my nigga we're gonna come through. And I want us to chop it up and build. Plus, I want to help get your channel popping because we need more women like you on his app, man. You got a lot of women with channels that's on that nigga Bible shit, just talking about chicken wings and gold chains and all the stupid shit. And I noticed that everybody word suggests me channels to watch who connected to him are good people. That's on the same vibration as me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, Tay. We gonna do everything we can to get your channel pop. I'm saying make the
It's
haters
gonna
realize.
pop. I appreciate it though, but I have a really good feeling. I feel like this channel is gonna pop. It's
It
just
is.
it's building. It's a
You pop one
six
you
months ago. So, huh?
she popped one already. She got one up there already.
Right. I
Oh,
got one. So I feel like it will. Jordan want to know, can y'all put his YouTube channel down there?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I'm almost done smoking. I'm almost done
all right.
smoking.
Jordan, we're gonna drop my link when he finished smoking.
Let me
Um,
see. I probably can do it.
yeah, you can do it. You gotta go to my channel, click the three dots in the top right, click share, and copy and paste the link, and then paste it in the chat and percent. But thank you for letting me up, Tay, and shout out to my nigga Word. You already know what it is, bro. And nice meeting you too, Amber. Nice to hear
Nice,
your perspective on things.
nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Look forward to chatting with you.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.
All right.
Yeah, that's facts. That's my boy, man. That's my dude. He remind me of my little brother. My little brother supposed to get out this month, man. If he get out, it's gonna be wild.
Oh
I gotta
yeah.
bring him up here so he can do his little parole or whatever.
People word link
Keep
in
him
the
out of
chat as
trouble.
well. Word, you didn't even like introduce yourself.
Hi, Jordan.
Apologies. Apologies,
But it's
apologies.
all good. I'm gonna put
Allow
words
me to read
in as well.
myself.
And Amber's website is across the screen if anyone is interested.
But what was we talking about?
Yeah, go back to what we was talking about. The divine feminine and masculine.
Yeah, but
I can't remember
creation and
exactly what.
destruction. The
Oh,
creation
let me
and
read what
destruction.
Jordan said because Jordan going in on the chat. I don't see a man can consider himself head of household, a leader, a protector, or alpha if he can't even make more than his woman.
Hey, I'm gonna do a show on that alpha, man. Y'all leave that Greek shit alone. I'm telling you, bro.
You gonna do it on alpha?
I don't do that. Hey, leave that Greek shit alone.
A small. She say, and also I think a lot of men try to call female gold diggers for simply having standards. Everybody doesn't want to start from the bottom with a guy and shouldn't have to. And I agree. I think
I
she's
agree.
I think
Everything that, all of that.
she's completely
And
right.
that's what and that's what I'm saying. Like if you a man and you see a woman and you don't want to elevate yourself for that woman, how can you call yourself a man in the first place? I mean, that we are designed to protect and provide for women. That's the whole design. Like I was about to get on this panel, and I'm just saying, like I don't. This is why I don't debate. I'm gonna just give it to you from different angles, and if you can't observe and understand, then that's your problem,
What
right?
up, Kim?
So when we talk about men and women, the truth of the matter is everything has a defense mechanism, right? So when you look at everything in nature, what is the defense mechanism? The masculine energy. This is how we even get the concept men are supposed to protect because we've seen it in nature first. How are we supposed to learn that? We observed it, right? So when you look in nature, you see men are protecting while women are doing what? Creating and nurturing. So understanding that concept right there, uh, men are the defense mechanisms of women. Now, when you look at the structure of a woman breast nurtures, right? Her womb, her cavity holds life and delivers life, right? Men don't do that. We contribute to it, right? People always say the sperm or the nuts, the babies being there. If you even knew the biology of how it intersects, the sperm is nothing more than an electric shock to the egg. Yes, it penetrates the egg and it delivers chromosomes, but its purpose is to deliver that electric shock. That's how it get in. But what develops in the egg is the chromosomes from the male and the chromosomes from the egg, and it creates life. So you need both components. You need both components. That's a fact. So even when men argue that, I give you that. But now every child, every person is born a female, right? And they devolve into a male. Because again, once a female turns into a male, that's a de-evolution. It can no longer birth, it can no longer nurture life. It is now a defense mechanism. That's not evolving, that's devolving. Because now when a man turns into a woman, you become um, less than. You can't create life. You only can protect it now. Even when
Makes
you look at the chromosomes, you have two big X's to describe a female, and then you got one big X and a little Y to describe a male. If you look at an X, you cut half of that tail off. Is a what? Is a Y.
oh wow.
That's devolving. It lost again. You see all the subtraction? That's devolving. So
He preaching to y'all. Y'all better listen.
woman. A man is a devolved woman created for the purpose of to protect and to
So then,
provide. That
so
when
so
you
then, so then, basically, we are the ones that should be worshipped. Is that what you
No,
say your
now
word?
listen to this. I'm gonna say this. Listen to this. That's not our concepts. That's why it's so unnatural for us to automatically do it. We don't worship shit. We are gods. I am a god because I'm birthed from a god. My godly duty is to protect, while the other gods create and nurture. We complement one another. We need one another to.
We do. But let me tell you, was you done speaking?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, that energy separated is unbalanced. Together is one. So it's more pan homage. We need to recognize each other value. Men need to hold women in high regard, just like women need to hold men in high regard. When you worship, you're giving praise to more than one. It's not a fair exchange of energy. You see what I'm saying? Energy, we both need each other's energy. When it's not properly exchanged, when it's not fairly exchanged, that's when the chaos begins. Like like he said, you supposed
I
to
kind of
use one
disagree
another.
with you though.
All right, go ahead.
I feel like because even in the Bible, and this is not just Christianity and stuff like that, but in the Bible it say the man is supposed to love the woman. It don't say the woman loves the man. So I personally feel like a man is supposed to hold a woman in high regard. Of course, she's supposed to respect him and stuff like that. But I feel like really a man is really supposed to, the divine feminine, he's supposed to hold her in high regard. This is how you get your blessings. This is how men want prosperity. Men want to be rich. Men want to live a very long time. Respect the divine feminine. If you don't respect the divine feminine, majority of the time, count your days. That's just how I personally feel.
Right. I mean, I get what he's saying, and it makes a lot of sense. And it is biology, what he's saying. When a sperm fertilizes an egg, there is an energetic impulse that is sent out that tells all them other little to stand down. I mean, that is definitely a fact. And I do feel like, you know, there there there's already a lot of responsibility on a woman, for example. So yes, that is why a man is technically the head, to protect. And I do feel that there should be mutual love and mutual respect, on both ways. But it's just really all we're all doing is trying to remember who we are. And I think having these kind of conversations, allow that introspection so that we can get back to that. And so, I mean, I agree with what he was saying. I agree.
Okay. What up, Jordan? It's quiet over there.
I was letting y'all talk. I came up here in the middle of a monologue. So I didn't want to say nothing.
Hi, Jordan.
Hey, Amber. Hey, the world.
What
Word.
up, though?
The word.
The
All
word.
right, Dubs. Good night.
But yeah, I pretty much agree with what the word was saying. Like, I just feel like a man, I can't take my man serious and really be like, this is my man, this is my husband. And like, he can't even provide for me, like I make more money than him. And I understand like if I make $30 and he make $28 or $25, that might not be a big difference. But like if I'm literally the only one making, 3/4 of our income, oh no.
Definitely. I agree with that. I mean, it's hard. I
Like
mean,
how it's stay-at-home dads. I wouldn't want to be married to a stay-at-home dad. Some females like that, but I'm not one of them.
me either.
So yeah, that's just how I feel on that. And then I know a lot of men, like, they get upset when females don't want to talk to them, or they think a female is trying to act like they better than them or a gold digger or whatever, not because they don't want to settle for the guy with the minimum wage job or the little job. He don't want to do no better in life. He's comfortable where he's at, but he want a nice female. That don't add up. You can't be comfortable and then want, a high end female, but don't want to elevate.
Definitely. I mean that's why they get insecure in their position when that is the case. I think it's just because people are lost and they think that acquiring this certain woman or acquiring this certain man, might make them feel complete. But if you don't already feel complete on your own, it's always going to be an imbalance. A man that wants to stay home and take care of the kids and the woman to take care of him, that is not it. To me, that's not it. That ain't it.
Right. And you know what? Man, I don't know what y'all were talking about. So sorry, before I got on the panel, like I was typing, but before that, like, so sorry if I repeat something somebody already said, but I just feel like men are made bigger. They are made stronger. They are made more capable. And I feel like that's for a reason. They supposed to be the breadwinners. They are supposed to be providing and protecting. So when I see a man that's like letting his wife do that part and he's just staying home, or, he's making less the money and she's paying most of the bills, I just can't get with that. Because I feel like they're supposed to do that. I don't know if that sounds like bad or traditional, but that's just how I feel.
You know what came to my mind? That I can't remember whether it was a meme or a viral video of the little lady carrying her boyfriend up like he's a baby on her hip. Have you ever seen that? That's what I thought about.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah. That's what I thought about when she's like, oh, the man,
Fact said, Will said, Jordan.
Definitely. I agree with her.
But yeah, I just feel like men should just want to do that. I don't want no man that think that's okay.
I feel like, listen, everybody do what they want to do. But if we go back to divine feminine, right? And you want a woman to thrive in her feminine energy, right? What is feminine energy? It's like nurturing. It's sensuality, is creativity. In order for a woman to do all of that, it's prosperity too. In order for a woman to do all that, that's why a lot of times y'all hear me be like, if you with me, you gonna be blessed. Like I'm gonna double whatever it is, and that's just really what it is. If you have a divine feminine, she's going to. When a man gets with a woman, she's going to multiply whatever it is that you have. If she's a divine, now if she's something else, then hey,
absolutely. I think
got the wrong one.
With the knowledge that we acquire in this lifetime, I've worked in the stock market since 2007. I have extensive knowledge. So I could get with a man who got 50K and free money, and I could make that 250. Like, I mean, it's facts like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of elevating we do. No, we may not be the breadwinner, but we can tell you how to multiply it. We can help you multiply it. We can support you.
Or we can save money. Or we can help you save the money. Either way, we have that ability to do that. But when a woman is not in her element and she's more on a masculine side, then how can she be able to do the things, how can she be able to be creative, to come up with a business idea, to be able to make y'all a certain amount of money? Or, how can she be able to resonate in her feminine energy if she has to be masculine all the time?
Definitely. I've seen beautiful women who are textbook beautiful, but it's like, they cannot keep a man for the life of them. And
bitch, look at me now.
No. So, like I think of this one girl. She was a model. She right out of high school. She was a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say her name, but she got a contract with Wilhelmina Models. She flew all around the world. Driven a Mercedes her entire life, but every relationship she attempts to have, it fails because she tries to manage it. She tries to manipulate it too much, and they end up losing interest. And when I tell you people are interested in her, I'm talking celebrities. I'm talking this girl was getting flown out to NBA games to um, um,
to be with all boys.
to watch the games and whatnot. But like she would mess up she messed up every situation she had because she was always trying to manage, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, I always told her, I was like, for a man to be with you, it's like he's with another man, and he's eventually going to see that. I was telling her what to say, but when she would get in person with him, he would realize, hey, this is not the same energy.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I don't have a channel yet, but I will be creating one soon.
Yeah,
but Jordan does.
She more got her website down there at the bottom.
What she sell?
So you want to tell them what you got?
Intuitive readings.
Yeah.
Oh, with the tarot. Wait, hold on. With the tarot cards.
No, just intuitive. I don't use cards.
She's spot on too, boy.
She make her money off of doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I work with the stock market. I kind of do it on the side. It's just, something built up.
She be having some big people. Go ahead, tell her she don't want to brag on this stuff. She be having some lawyers, some people that be really coming in, getting readings and stuff.
Yeah, I bet, shoot.
Basketball players, go ahead, tell her.
Yeah, I mean, I've done readings for people in Israel, Paris, all around the world. It's crazy.
Thanks, and I'm gonna try to tune into his show. I followed you.
Yeah, facts. For sure, facts. I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow. I'm gonna drop and get on the laptop. Oh, okay, you back? Word. So this is what I want to ask for both of y'all. Back to divine feminine and divine masculine. How do you awaken the feminine and the masculine side? For anybody.
Can y'all hear me? My screen is froze. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, the way I see it is, and I have seen a post just on Facebook talking about some females need to be more feminine, and I'm like, how do y'all want females to be more feminine? Y'all want them to work, y'all want them to take care of the kids, y'all want them to cook, y'all want them to clean. Like, hold on now. And then y'all still want them to look cute 5 days out of the week and have a good attitude. But for real though,
you're right.
And I just feel like you have to find that person where you can really trust. I feel like it's hard nowadays because a lot of people are getting in relationships and marrying for the wrong reasons, so they're not genuinely trusting and in love with their partner. But if you can really find that person you connect with and trust, then you should trust your man to make good decisions with money. Y'all can talk about it. If you're better with money, y'all need to talk about it. And when y'all get a good plan in place for y'all relationship, that's when you can be more feminine. That's when you can be more masculine because y'all talked about it. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they get in relationships and they're unhappy and they're playing roles they don't want to play. Or they feel like they got to stay with that person.
Yeah, you definitely want to talk about it until you before you get married.
I think a way to awaken the divine feminine, and it's not even really about awakening it because we already have it. It's just about
tapping in,
learning how to rein them in, because the divine masculine out of control and the divine feminine out of control is chaos. And if you have chaos on the inside, you're going to have chaos on the outside. The divine feminine can either work together to create and expand, or it can create chaos and destroy. And I think meditation is huge, and I don't think enough people do it. You know, you have to learn how to quiet your mind, because sometimes you can change your energy just by overthinking. You can become overly emotional or overly cynical or overly, masculine in how you're at. It really all starts in the mind. And until you balance the energies within, it's going to be hard to attract the type of person you want. You really have to do that inner work, you know, or
And
you
that's
will,
hard work.
yeah, that inner work, or you will keep attracting the same person in a different skin until
Mhm.
until that work is done. You will find yourself dating the same person over and over. You will find the cycles in your life repeating over and over.
So true.
I
One,
agree. People, I hate when people say that. I keep finding, no good men. Well, you keep looking for the same qualities. I don't know what to tell you.
And yeah, I don't know if it's so much that they're looking for the same qualities. I think they're comfortable with those qualities. It's familiar. So
Or
when
you're putting out that same energy.
possibly, but also, you know, a woman that, okay, for example, let's talk about a person in a domestic violence situation, Stockholm syndrome. They protect their abuser and things like that. It's all in the mind. Like it's conditioning. That person is conditioned to feel that way. So just the same way that we are conditioned by things in our environment, haphazardly, we can condition ourselves to be better. We can condition ourselves to have more structure, and we can condition ourselves to have more balance. On the negative side of the divine masculine, when a man doesn't cry, isn't in touch with his emotions, doesn't have an emotional response to things, that's not healthy either. And he will attract overly needy and clingy women. An overly masculine male will attract an overly needy woman, and the vice versa. A overly needy um, woman will, the opposite. Basically, what I'm saying. It's all about balancing those energies on the inside. Like, I mean, I could sit here. I think back on relationships, and I see how, I see the same cycles playing out. Until I understood, until I overstood, and I could see it from a bird's eye view and be like,
You
look,
said
that's the same pattern.
overstood. Okay. Yeah.
hey, I want to add 2 points. Um,
What up, Looney Tunes? Go
like
ahead.
what you said, you have to meditation is key, but you said you have to. It's the energy, right? What is the energy or the frequency it's coming from? It's coming from your emotion. This the sauce I've been trying to get y'all, Tay. Even when you meditate, you immerse yourself in those emotions. You understand them. You learn them. You don't allow it to control you, but you control them. That's the energy, the frequency that you put out, even in manifestation. Is those emotions? Is the frequency? So if you
And
can control that, um, you can control self. That's how
definitely.
I found balance.
Definitely. And we store trauma in our body, and that affects our masculine and feminine balance. So it's
Hmm.
important to, get to the bottom of trauma and resolve trauma, and just try to find that root and pluck it. Because even if you put all this work into meditating, into becoming balanced, if all you got to do is think of a certain person and that's going to throw you out of balance, you ain't done enough work yet.
And that's that. Even that, what you just said. That's why I always tell people, emotions are so key because those thoughts make you feel right. So if you can go back and understand that feeling and master that feeling, those thoughts will change.
Definitely. And even when we think of things, our body thinks that we are going through them. So if you're thinking about that time that, Janet slept with your uncle, whatever, your ex, your mind is thinking that you're reliving that. So all those hormones and all that stuff is going on in your body. And then you switch and think about something else, and your body has to hurry up and readjust. Like our brain and our chemical center in our brain is steadily trying to adjust to these rapid random changes in energy and thought. And that also causes dis-ease within the body that makes us want to escape the body. you know, whether it be through alcohol or anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
And see,
I
that's
when I
uh,
with my clients, I put a whole lot of focus on the inner work because I feel like that is the most important part. Once you fix the remote, which is you, once you fix the antenna, everything else will flow smoothly. Once you do the work, once you know, resolve your trauma and you're like, okay, I'm ready for love, you know, and you really mean it, the universe is going to bring it to you.
you said something earlier. Um, I want to do some bills with you. If you check out my page, my content, I was just explaining that whole concept that's so above, so below, so within, so without. How the inside is simply a reflection of the outside. But what most people don't understand, like most people think your thoughts control your emotions, right? And that's true. If you get what they call outlet, meaning the information that's coming in is making you think, and you thinking is making you feel. That's not the way you're supposed to operate. You. That's why they say don't be within, don't be of the world, but be in the world.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the outside you supposed to um, make the environment reflect you. It's supposed to the outside of you is supposed to represent you. The things you do, the things you say, that's supposed to represent what's coming from inside. But what happens is people get caught up too much in the outside and they begin to let the outside affect them. And when that happens, you have no control. That's why most people are sheep. They
Oh
are
yeah.
being herded right now. Most people are sheep. They get herded. People
That,
go with the flow, whatever's popular.
mhm.
They worship
True.
celebrities. These are regular people. They
But
just as crazy as you.
that,
Look at the shit they do. You know,
Yeah.
they're just as crazy as you.
that's
But that's because the information that's coming from outside is affecting you.
and
That's why they teach you that God is outside of you and not within.
I
I
was
definitely.
mean,
just gonna say that. I mean,
I
that's
take it
why
to
they had you searching for someone that's outside of you when you need to be looking within. You
Right.
know.
I remember yesterday. So I work with the stock market, as I was saying, and I was talking to a client, you know, and she was talking about, and this is just a real world example about how our energy affects our outside, right? So we were talking, and she was talking about how, you know, there was a storm there, and every house in her neighborhood was destroyed except for hers. And I was like, oh, that was not a coincidence. I said, I'm sure that your house was spared for a particular reason. And then she was like, yeah. She's like, but my internet's out. I was like, yeah, I hate Comcast. You know, it never works. And I bullshit you not even 20 minutes later, my internet went out and it stayed out for 12 hours. You have got to be mindful of the things you say. Like, even the little things will manifest. And I noticed that immediately. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh my gosh, I messed up. And it happened. And it doesn't always happen that way. It doesn't always instantly manifest, but there are times that it will. There are times that it will. So we have to be mindful of the words that come out of our mouth because sometimes we can be speaking spells and not even know it.
Yep. I
most
agree.
of the time, yeah, most of the time we are. And you know what? I want to tell you, there's some more sauce too. Um, when you manifest things, you get both. You actually get what you want and what you don't. It's
Yep.
just what your attention is drawn to. Both exist. It's just what you are on a level of free. You know how many times I was in a room with my wife and didn't realize it? We knew the same people, hung out at the same places. It's just we wasn't vibrationally ready to meet one another yet. And the more I go back and look, I look at opportunities. Um, everything I asked for was right there. I just didn't believe in. I just didn't know. I wasn't equipped to perceive or comprehend what was in front of me. I kept getting what I didn't want, but what I wanted was in front of me. You would probably be in front of your dream man and wouldn't know it because he don't look the way you think he's supposed to look.
I mean,
It's
even
not.
you had stated, you know, you manifest this particular house, and then once you get it, it's like this ain't what I want. It's too much work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I don't want it.
And that's how but that's how it works. You sometimes you when you think you want something, it's not what you want. It's defining what you want. That's what experiences are. Every time you experience something, it's just defining different opportunities. That's why they say even when bad things happen, look for the silver lining because there's something good within it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Yeah, I always. I mean, I never when I am faced through adversity now, it doesn't affect me as how it used to when I was younger. So I always look at it as a good thing. I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen? Because I feel like, well, majority of the time, I know when it's something I'm faced through adversity, something good is gonna come out of it. So, like I'm ready. I'm like a kid on Christmas. Okay, so what's gonna happen?
Well, I find like with myself, and I know this is a little bit off topic. I find myself that I worry a lot, but when tragedy strikes or when unexpected events happen, that is when I operate at my best. I become so calm, and it's like I breathe the
Mhm.
energies in me, and I find solutions. Like I worry about things, and then when I get to the actual event, I excel at it, or I get through it very easily. And it's like in the middle of chaos, I can calm myself. I can be the calm in the storm. And I think that's where the seat of our creative power is being able to control what's in, because
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many light bulbs I've blown out because I was mad. If I walk in a room and I'm pissed and I flip the light on, it will blow out. It does it every time. If I'm super angry and I touch something, it's going to shock me. Like it just happens. I don't know why it happens. I can't explain it, but I could have replaced the light bulb 2 days ago. And if I'm angry and I flip that switch, it blows out. So, I mean, we really need to realize there are real electrical impulses coming from our body, and they are working to create the things that are outside of us. And we either learn to deliberately control those energies, or we will forever live by default and be a victim to circumstance.
Right. That's it. Yeah, you either vibrating high, and it's pulling out the light bulbs.
All
What
right,
up, Willis?
Realist, what
got
up, though,
to
Tay?
go. I got to go. Thank you, Tay, for having me on your panel tonight.
Thanks for
Nice.
stopping by, Jordan.
Thanks for chatting with us, Jordan.
Yeah,
You're
for sure.
welcome. Nice meeting you,
Appreciate you.
Amber. Nice meeting you, The Word. I'm gonna try to. Whose channel was that? Was it The Word's channel or was it Chisel's channel? Whoever channel, it don't matter because I subscribe to them, so it'll pop up tomorrow. And I'll catch y'all
Yeah.
on.
All right. It's Chisels. I think
Girl.
we're gonna be on Chisels tomorrow at like 9:30.
Okay, well,
Chisel,
I'll be
who's
there.
Chisel?
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
You
You
too. Good
too.
night, Jordan.
Tay, Tay, it was probably I don't know. I did do two shows on adversity equals opportunity.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
It
that's why
just
I say I don't it doesn't it doesn't bother me. I remember I used to be pressed. I used to be stressed. Like Amber, I used to be stressed. But the older me now, I'm like, because I feel like I have went through a lot of tests with the Most High, and has always brought me out. Always brought me out. So that's why I don't worry anymore. Because I'm like, anything I go through, I'm like, Most High gonna bring me out. He come through. It might be right on time. It's gonna be at the last minute. I don't care. But the Most High is gonna make sure I'm good. That's why y'all be thinking I'm playing, but I be sitting up here saying I'm blessed. I know it. I know it. I'm telling you. I know I'm blessed and I know I'm good. Like I don't have to worry. I'm covered for real.
and that's I mean that's I be telling my wife that like if anything happen we good. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it. Um, I'm battle tested, you know. like even losing my sight, it was like at first, I wasn't even. It, I felt like my manhood was stuck and I can't see. That's what I need to use to do my shit. But when I started getting a little bit back, I started adapting, and I'm like, shit, this ain't gonna slow me down and stop me.
Right.
So it is what it is. But I know I'm good, and I just prepare. That's what I was gonna tell you, Amber. Is not. Um, I understand when I was younger, I used to feel like that. I was always cool, calm under pressure. But it's not the fact I would change my like you said, spoken words are spelled. So I would even change word and just put preparing.
Right. I find like on days where as soon as I wake up, I show gratitude and I think about the things in my life and the people in my life that I'm grateful for. My day flows so smooth. People are good to me. I have great interactions. But when I wake up on some shit like I don't feel like doing this crap today, then my day follows that energy. So I've come to realize we do set the tone and we do speak these spells, over our lives without even realizing it subconsciously, because it's this one. I'm reminded of this, and it's a bit also. There's an old gospel hymn. It's like, my mama taught me how to pray. If I don't pray and my soul be lost, it won't be nobody's fault but mine. And when I think about that, I think about, you know, prayer, whether it's prayer, affirmations, it's all the same thing. We are talking
Mhm.
to the divine. And if we are not, you know, purposely, channeling, certain energies, then we're going to have chaos in our life. Structure is needed in order for elevation to occur.
Right. So let me ask y'all this then, and this is probably this is a topic that I kind of wanted to do separately, but I just want to ask y'all. So we talking about divine feminine and divine masculine, and this might hurt some people or whatever. But I want to get y'all opinion on it as far as maybe someone who is lesbian or gay or bi, whatever, the LGBTQ community, XYZPQ, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. But what do y'all feel like? Do y'all feel like they're tapping into the masculine, or they tapping into the feminine? What do you feel like as far as
I'll go.
gay
I'll touch
community?
this. I'm gonna be. This is a tough one, girl. I could go the rest of my life depending on how I respond to this stuff. Because it
Right.
ain't I don't care. But okay, here's what I think. When I I think people who are gay, lesbian, and things like that, they are recognizing energy. Like these avatars that our souls live in are they're very important and I appreciate it. We all should appreciate it. But I feel like they recognize energies. Like there could be somebody that you vibe with and she could be a woman in this lifetime. And I think maybe people who are gay or lesbian don't necessarily care about the avatar or the body or the external body. They care about the connection with the human being on the inside. Because I've seen people who are gay and then go be with a woman or a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've seen things like that happen. Like, I mean, yeah, you can have a preference and things like that. But I really do think it's just being comfortable with saying, okay, I vibe with this person right here and I vibe with their energy. And no, they're not typically what the nuclear family looks like, but I'm a roll with this. And some people mistake that for being gay or mistake
Yeah.
that for, and it's not. It's just energies recognizing each other. In the end, the external genitalia on our bodies don't really matter a lot. I mean, aside from the point of procreation and of course pleasure. I mean, we need these bodies, but I'm just simply saying I think that it's just a recognizing of spirits. And because I could tell you, even if there was a woman that I met and I felt an intense connection to that woman, I would not pursue it because I'm not into women. But that's just conditioning. That's conditioning. Because if I was really operating in my true highest form, I would be like, I don't care about societal norms. This person makes me happy, so I'm going to do this. Like I say, I ain't perfect. I'm not perfect.
Right.
You
So
know?
basically, what you said is just basically people that are energies that are recognizing another energy and they're liking that energy, and it's like, well, I'm just gonna,
Roll with this.
roll with this energy because
Instead of realizing that when they're with them rolling with that energy, it's about the particular person, they make the mistake and think it's about the genitalia of the person, and it's not. It never is.
shit, okay. Hey Jadia, thank you for coming in. What where you wanna talk on that, or you wanna plead the fifth?
I already explained it, right? I already explained that when your vessel is burning the wrong fuels, unnatural, and unnatural things happen. So that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, um,
I don't know.
yeah,
I just always see the body as temporary. So, I like, yes, I
Yeah.
appreciate an amazing male form, but at the end of the day, I know it's temporary. This next life, our bodies might not even look like this.
Yeah, you might be a man
and
the next
that
life.
You
You might
might
be
be
a
a
woman.
lizard. Who knows?
Yeah,
that's why I say
lizard. Yeah.
it's the energy, you know. You have the potential to just like everything is duality. You got the potential to tap into it, and you want. I'm just saying the vessel that you in, you design. That's the dominant force. You can
I agree with
do,
that.
you can focus on the opposite, and what you gonna be attracted to. No
I
matter
agree.
what the vessel is, your energy gonna be attracted to something, the opposite. So if you're in a female vessel, but you're male dominant, you gonna be attracted to a female energy. And all I'm
So
saying is the vessels. I mean, I honestly, like, how I feel. I'm a divine being having a human experience. That's why I embrace both sides. I just understand my role as a human. You have to function all three: mind, body, soul. And to
right.
do that properly, you have to balance. You have everything harmony. That's the whole key of balance. You have the two ends of the spectrum, and in the middle is what they call harmony. That's where balance exists.
So for nowadays, how some of the men are, right? And we all know, and maybe we can say for the women too, how women are nowadays. Um, but we go okay, so we're gonna go to the women first. For women are more masculine these days, right? So women are tapping more
I,
into their masculine energy.
I think that's still unfair because I don't think that's true.
You
If
don't think that's true?
when you say women, you talking about not just you talk. Have you what I can tell you cultures of different women that's not
Okay, yeah,
masculine. You
okay,
see what I'm
okay.
saying? So what I say is this is groups of everything, you know.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is when women tap into that masculine energy, and I understand because sometimes it's a defense mechanism because the man ain't there to protect. So automatically, even as a nurturer, you're going to protect. So when you have to tap into that, it becomes unnatural. That's why some women are overly aggressive, and it's not right. Because I say it like this: um, just like some women are overly aggressive. It's a lot of men that's overly emotional, and those two forces don't line up. Because if a woman hit a man, okay, it's not supposed to hurt because she got emotional. But if a man hit a woman because he got emotional, there's a different effect.
Really
So
say I just say be happy. all for that. But the ladies that transform into lesbians, particularly butch, try too hard sometimes, respectfully. But then what about the man who transformed into women?
Oh, I
And not,
thought
at
you
no
were like,
offense, you got men that transform into women, and nowadays they're trying to, act like try to have babies and try to like white real women off, like they trying to do that too now.
You
Right.
it's a sticky topic, especially that real women comment. People love to. I mean, even though we are biological women,
The real true ones. I'm just saying, sometimes I be feeling like, listen, and I ain't got nothing against gay people. Listen, if that's what you do, that's what you do. I ain't got no problem because you're not hurting me at the end of the day. But when you try to like wipe us out or act like we don't exist, I kind of got a problem with that.
and I get it, but I think it's just what we choose to kind of pay attention to. Like I don't really, I've heard the debates and I've seen it, but it doesn't really penetrate my core to where I feel passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it
I,
doesn't for me either.
I know. One thing I learned about last year was energy pendulums. Have you ever heard of that word?
I mean, I heard
yeah,
of the pendulums, but I haven't heard it like combined together.
So energy pendulums, like I'll give you an example. A pendulum is something like Trump created at the insurrection. He got all these people's emotions tied up into his cause, and then he weaponized them. He could have either weaponized those emotions, or he could have used them to elevate himself, but he used that to destroy. That's an energy pendulum. If you want to manifest in your life, you have to give energy to it. You have to put your energy to it, if that makes sense. And the more energy that you put to it, the more likely it is to come into fruition. So like a whole Trump versus a Biden thing, that's why I'm not really into politics like that. Because either side, it's a pendulum. Like you find extremists on both sides. So a lot of times people get you wrapped up in their debates and in their battles when they're really not yours, when they're really not important in your grand scheme. You know what I mean? And I think it's important, like, that we recognize that. Like, I agree. Like, when I see women saying there shouldn't be a boy who identifies as a woman, competing in women's sports, I agree with that, because biologically, the person that's biologically a male is going to have a physical
You
advantage.
have advantage over a woman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When stuff like that, you see a man like that dude with the big booty and all. I'm like,
no, that is an MMA fighter. They let
bruh.
a trans man fight a woman, and he almost killed her.
That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that, I don't agree with, but whatever. This is
I'm not.
what the world coming to. But I personally feel like
I told you I leave the Greek shit alone.
they're letting everybody choose what they want to choose. But eventually, everybody's gonna wake up and gonna realize, you know what? I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. I don't want the booty implants. I don't want, because if you see Kim Kardashian, they don't have that shit anymore.
They will either
They
wake up
slimming
or
down. You see
they
that?
oh yeah, she dissolved all her stuff,
They
but
took
they'll
all
either
that stuff off. So what do you think? This is what the world is coming to. Kim Kardashian. If you look, Black China don't have them implants in her chin anymore. I'm telling you, like,
she
this is
also
to the
got rid of
point.
her Baphomet tattoo.
And she looked beautiful too. I'm like, girl, why would you even put that stuff on you? Like, she looked way better now than when she had all that stuff in her face. But anywho, whatever the case may be, but I feel like they letting everybody decide what they want to decide. Oh, I want to be gay. Oh, I want to be trans. Oh, I want to be that. Oh, I want to be. You know what I mean? Everybody deciding on what they want to be. Okay, and I feel like it's gonna come to a point where everybody's gonna realize, you know what?
And I want to
This is
be
not
Arab.
what I want. Go ahead.
No, I was laughing. I said, I want to be Ariel.
Right? I want to be a damn mermaid. But Team Natural, yeah, it's going back to natural. If you look at Kim Kardashian, and what's that other girl? Her sister. They ain't got no booty no more. They ain't got the little curve, they just slim. Now they slim. And it's like, what happened? But that's what we going back to. So, the plastic surgery is probably gonna be super cheap now because that's not what everybody's doing right now. And the people that got big booties and the thighs and all that's going out of style. It's going out of style now. It's over with.
I don't think it was ever a style. I think it was just emulation. I don't think it was ever really a style. They wanted to have that kind of body because they thought that's what men liked and what's attractive. But it ain't even about that. Like, you can be built like a cereal box. Man can be crazy about your energy.
You ain't lying. He still gonna hit that. No.
Did I really just say cereal box? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you said cereal box or built like a laundry basket, period. Either way. Blac Chyna too, I think made those adjustments. Yeah, she did make those adjustments. She took that stuff off her face and she looked so, man, if you look at her, she looked good. It's like, wow, girl, why did you even put that stuff in your face?
Right, girl. But another thing that I mentioned, that Baphomet tattoo that she had on herself, she was attracting energies. Word. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like putting that type of demonic imagery on your body attracts certain entities into yourself?
I think there's tension because even the creation of the Baphomet, that's a whole different story. But yeah, it was hijacked. But the intentions behind it, of course, everything is created. Um, so it's not even about the creation, it's about the energy put into the creation. So
Definitely.
even,
The
I mean,
energy is what you
yeah,
believe. If you believe that Baphomet tattoo makes you stronger, then it might. If you think it makes you more, like, I think our body and our energy responds to our intention. You're right. I agree with that.
and putting that on you, like I said, her understanding is probably different from mine. That's just like when people, I don't even, it's some things I don't even argue about because it's like you, anything you study or anything that you practice, you're a practitioner. Um, it's not a lot of people who can talk to you about it or tell you about it unless they did it, right? You'll understand different things by practicing it. You just understand different things that's not in books.
Yeah.
So, like when I tell people, like even about the Confederate flag, right? Like black people get mad at that, and I understand because of the history behind it, but it was stolen. Originally, that was the representation of the 13 tribes. Uh, and
Yeah.
that's a Native American flag. They stole it, and those were the black natives. That was the 13 tribes of the East, and
Let
that
me
flag
let
was
me
hijacked.
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But again, it's the attention. Now that they hijacked it and they put something negative into it, now it is represented as it is now. Same thing for the swastika. That's an ancient Ethiopian Egyptian symbol. The first two places it was ever seen. And it was to calculate the Big Dipper going around in a cycle to show the different seasons. That's how they knew what season it was in. They was watching the Big Dipper.
Right. Hey, Nefertiti. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Nat.
Neffy, Neffy.
Let me ask y'all. I had it on my mind and I'm gonna think about it. Uh, this is what I want to say to both of y'all. I want to ask y'all. Do you feel like, because now it's like now we are kind of like in a chaos. The world is somewhere I feel like in a chaos. And if you don't feel like it's in a chaos, then state that. But do you feel like because they took the divine feminine out of religious texts and things like that, do you feel like that's why it's unbalanced right now?
I
Yeah.
think. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's a part of it. That's a part of it because the divine feminine should be taught with the divine masculine. All of that, and honestly, it all exists. They picked and chose what they took out of it. Like the original text contains both, but the Bible is not an instrument. The Bible, okay, how do I explain this? When I think about the Bible,
Right, because you got some Christians in here, probably.
yes, so I'm going to think about how I say it, and I don't normally do that. So the original Bible, was in a different language. I want to say Aramaic, right? It's been translated, I don't know how many times. Like I told you, I work with shareholders from all over the world, and I've seen interpreters twist simple words that I've said that mean something completely different because they interpreted it wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't really take the Bible as a true interpretation. Organized religion in its current form is used as a way to control the masses. That is why they do not give every key to elevation in the Bible. Yes, the Bible gives some keys, it has some very important information, but it's missing a lot. That is not the original Bible that people are reading from. You are getting a version, even the King James version. I'm sorry, y'all. You are getting a manipulated version of the original text, and it is structured in a way to keep you a follower rather than a leader.
You got some Bible thumpers that's gonna come after your
Let
Girl,
me let me
really say
let,
they Christians, but they'll cut that ass over there. But exactly, they gonna cut you.
I want to add to
They
what
gonna
she
cut you
just
over
said.
that, boy. Go
I want
ahead.
to I want to add to what she just said. So what she's saying is like it's been translated so many different times. It's not really even translated, but actually deciphered because the Aramaic language is dead. It's a dead language, so they had to decipher it into Hebrew, into Greek, into Grammatic, into Old English. But you got to think about this too. Um, Even what she was saying about the languages now. Like I speak multiple languages, and I can tell you the concepts don't translate all the time. So when she said they twisted her words, that's because they probably didn't even have a concept of what she was saying in their language and their ideology. So now we talking about people from thousands of years ago. You got to think about the way they was thinking, right? So they even thought different from us. So what she said is true. It was missing a lot of books, so incomplete, and it was translated. And when it went from Greek, um, when if you just look at the history, when the Greeks had it, they added their own pantheon into it, meaning they added their own story into the scripture before it was translated into what they call grammatic and into Old English. So it was tampered with there. But I tell you this: if you know how to read the Bible, and I'm not talking about literal, you have to understand how to read it. It's an esoteric book, so I can. That's why I don't discredit it. Most people they just don't know how to read it. Is is not written for the flesh. It's written for the soul, the spirit, and is a portion of a bigger collection. That's all it is. So it's the great esoteric, and it's just in a different perspective. It's just a different, it's the same story told a different way. That's all it is.
guys, this is off topic, but it's kind of a recent thing. You guys have heard of the cow mutilations recently, right? In Texas, there was like 5 cows found drained of blood, no tracks, nothing. One was about 7 miles from me recently, and there's so much debate about what it is and things like that. People saying, "Oh, it's aliens, it's this, it's that." What are your thoughts on that? Word.
To be 100% honest, I had to see it for myself. Honestly, I would have to see it for myself. I would have to see something drain the blood. I would have to see that.
Ain't no blood though.
No,
Right.
I'm saying, but I would still have to see it because, I mean, not saying I'm an expert, but I done worked in surgery. I could tell if it's a tool or if it's a bite mark. You know what I'm saying? Like if something bit it or something injected it, because you can. I've seen cadavers drain the blood, so it's not unusual.
They
And
taking the
if
tongue
people
out of a
go,
cow's mouth and like nothing,
Right.
no cut, no nothing. Like
So what they
people,
did with this one was the one that was not too far from me. It was a 6-year-old bull. They posted pictures. The tongue was cut out. The anus was cut out, and the genitalia was cut out with a sharp blade. And then they did a cut in the back and removed the whole spine. And they don't understand how they were able to get the spine out of the cow the way that the cow was laying. I mean, it's weird stuff. I'm not saying that it's otherworldly, but it's weird. And it does seem like there's some type of underlying message about this, being that it's been happening since the 1800s. Like there are definitely cases where there are predators that do these things. But this bull was found within 3 hours of it happening. So it wasn't, you know, buzzers in this case. There were some other ones that been left decaying for weeks on other ranches, because here in town, like that's just there's someone there every day physically, here on the smaller ranches, so they can identify those things a lot quicker, than commercial farms and things like that. But I just wondered what your thought was on it. I'm not certain about it.
and, and no, because I say this too. This is why I say I have to see it, because I am not. If people believe that we on a spear on Earth, and we in a galaxy, and we get all these planets, and it's a different galaxy. If they truly believe we are the only intelligent life form, then they naive. I mean, we don't even know what's at the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly. And
You
there have been cases of humans being mutilated the same way, being found in fields and things like that. So you never know.
you don't know what you living amongst, um, honestly, and I don't think the government will tell you. Honestly, like think about. Do you know how like chaotic it'd become if people really knew that there were aliens? Do you know how people will be freaking out? People prepping right now. Anything to go in the sky, they be shooting at.
mhm.
It'll be chaotic. People probably wouldn't even go to work no more.
I
They'd
mean,
probably
that's
be
why they
thinking
hid
they
it for so
vultures,
long.
aliens. Yeah, I mean, and it's not even really hidden. It's just people is what you accept.
And if I mean, and honestly, if aliens wanted to destroy us, they could have already.
They would have, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be scared of them. I be wanting them to abduct me,
Look, I want y'all to think about something,
like
and I don't
abduct
want
me, please.
no listen. I want y'all to think about something that I don't want nobody. Um, I'm just stating science. So I mean, this is just science. There's no shot against nobody or nothing like that. But if you look at nature, right? Um, everything on this planet that's from this planet, uh, the sun nurtures, right? Um, the things that's not natural, what happens? The sun burns.
What you say? It's not natural for the sun to burn.
That's not natural. That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to nurture. It's supposed to feed. So what I'm
I
telling you
mean,
is
what do you mean? Because for some it burns. I mean, I don't. I'm lost.
the sun nurtures.
Okay.
Anything the sun burns is not natural, not to this planet. That's just what nature
So
does.
this shit ain't natural then. That's you pretty much saying because this sun be burning.
Do you get burnt or do you over absorb?
As far as me,
Yeah.
I might over absorb sometimes, but
Do you get darker when you absorb sun or do you burn?
I get dark.
I
I
burn
burn.
steel.
For me to burn, I have to be in the sun like for like
Yeah,
I have
you
to
have to
really be
be.
in the sun for me to really burn. But I don't burn. Not
I,
like that.
I personally burn very easy. If I go in the sun, I burn a very like a weird. I call it like I don't want to say this because it's like a dingy, dirty color because my skin is kind of light. So, and then it just peels off and underneath. I don't get darker, but I think it's just the Texas sun. You know, the Texas sun is just harsh.
Very
And
hard.
then it can be it can be.
You
I
don't get
know you
enough
drink a
vitamin
lot
C.
of and you drink a lot of water, don't you,
Who?
Amber?
Yes, I gulp water all day long.
You drink alkaline water.
Huh?
You
No,
drink alkaline water.
no, I don't.
You know, acid deactivates melanin, and a lot of our foods, especially the water we drink, is acidic, not alkaline. Alkaline activates the melanin. That's
Okay.
another way to decalcify the pineal gland.
What if you drink like spring water?
You I used to test the pH levels of my water before I drank it. I
What
used to
about this kind? Because this is the kind I get. The Geisha or
no,
whatever.
that's acidic. That's
It's
acidic.
acidic.
I tested that before and it came at like a 6.5 or something.
Damn, for real.
Yeah,
I always be
anything
drinking
below
that.
7. Yeah,
And so,
anything below 7.
oh yeah, there's whole. I watched a video one time. They tested every type of water under the sun, and you would be shocked. Some of the top-notch brands were extremely acidic.
Sure was.
Uh,
Yeah, I seen the Fiji, all of them expensive
Mhm.
ones. I was like,
yeah.
good. I don't even drink them damn waters anyway.
But I promise, if you eat like green leaves, like especially kale, and drink more alkaline water, I promise you won't burn.
I'll give that a try. I always wondered that because when I was younger, I did get darker, but like as I've become an adult, I really don't go out a lot.
Is
Anyway,
is is a lot of stuff in the food and in the water that's just pure acidic. I had to stop eating dairy. It's
Yeah.
so like the more I learned about it, but now that my wife cooked, I'm just lazy. I eat so bad now. I used to be a vegetarian and everything. You see what you women do to men? She made me eat meat again.
What? No.
After 5 years, man. Yeah, she did.
Her name is Amber, Neff. Her website is at the bottom as well, if you're interested.
But yeah, we probably had aliens living amongst us and we don't even know.
I'm certain we do, but it was just an
Shit,
off
yeah.
shot. We weren't really talking about the cows. It was just I just was wondering what Word's thoughts were on it because it's something big that happened here in my area recently, and I just wondered what his thoughts were.
Like I see like when people like when people say supernatural to me it's like I've seen ghosts. Like I feel I can't go to haunted places. I'm an empath. I'm real sensitive to energy. Um, I can't go to places like that uh, without cleansing, and even doing that, um, it don't feel good. But so like when people start talking about Bigfoot and stuff, I'm not gonna say I don't believe it because it makes sense. I don't understand how people believe in science, prehistoric animals and shit like that, and don't believe in like Bigfoot.
Yeah, if you believe in a damn dinosaur, then why don't you believe in Bigfoot? Because
Well,
dinosaurs are not around.
Well, people don't believe in Bigfoot because Bigfoot is which I'm not saying I do believe. There's no way that people are reporting seeing the same thing in different remote regions. There's even not it's not just a North American thing. There's people on remote islands who see these Bigfoot creatures and they say that they're interdimensional creatures because they've never found one dead before and things like that. That's the only reason that science says that it doesn't exist. But if we're intelligent enough to know how to bury and get rid of our dead, what's to say that they're not? That's just that cockiness of the human demeanor, thinking that they're the most intelligent form.
Yeah, because even if they ain't even interdimensional beings, like they've been here a lot longer than us. They know the terrain.
Hi,
If you
Ness.
look at it, they live in remote areas. Who's to say they just ain't got like a big ass cave burial ground that ain't nobody found yet? Because every time they go by it, they snap their neck. like, like
True.
just naive, man. Like you said, we don't even know what's at the bottom. Look. When they tell me to look up, I want to look down. Why you keep telling me to look in the sky?
That
There's
I mean,
something down there. There's something down there. So above, so below, right? So what's
definitely.
down there?
I'm trying to think. But there's this I hate to bring up things without bringing up the source because I cannot recall the source. But I read something recently where they were saying that they found like underground caves with like, in Egypt, where there were entire societies that lived below the ground. They even had a fake atmosphere and things like that. So it's like it's not hard to believe that there are things that exist that we don't know about, that we haven't found dead bodies because we don't know what their customs and things like that are, you know.
Why do you think
No,
you
they
can't
haven't
explore?
released that they have found the dead bodies.
Right.
I mean, everyday humans. Like, if an everyday human had found a Bigfoot, they would post it online and it would go viral.
And then
You
get their noodles knocked out. They be driving down the street and their brakes fail. That's what happened.
Right. Have y'all ever heard of a dog man? I've never heard of a dog man.
No, hey, but I wanted to say, why you think you can't explore the bottom of the Grand Canyon no more? They found Egyptian artifacts down there.
Oh,
And
wow.
that would explain, like, if you ever read the Emerald Tablet and the story of Tahuti, the avatar that I got, he was supposed to set up shop over here too, Mesoamerican and up here. And they couldn't explain it, so they shut it down because that will wipe out everything that we know about
All
black people
alive.
not being here. And it's underground cities here in America. Like what you saying. It's underground cities here in America.
Mm-hmm.
So everything you're saying is fact.
I mean, well, and when you say underground, so then that explains like the tunnels and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
That he stated in
it's
the
New
in
York.
the book. He says, "Is this tunnel? Is that?" When you read the book, he's stating like, "Yeah, it's underground cities in this bitch for real." I agree.
That's why you can't explore. They don't let you explore shit no more. You can
No,
go another country. You can't explore shit in America. You try to
no.
go explore something to see what happened. Park rangers and everything. Why you think national park? You can stay in this section of it. Don't go over here. Why not? It's secure.
I gotta read the book again. But when you read the book of Thoth, he basically telling you, over here on the, he describes, but I haven't read it in so long. I kind of forgot, but he describes kind of where these at. I know in the ocean, those
Atlanteans.
yeah, I know it's tunnels there. He's explaining, and then it's several tunnels that he's explaining. There's that's
Yeah,
underground.
it's deep. I
It's
mean,
very deep.
it's but
I got the book in my room. I need to go ahead and pull it out and reread that.
it's what people accept though. At the end of the day, everything is a choice. It's what you choose to accept. People can hear right information and think it's wrong. You know, so it's all a choice. You know, um,
Right. So I want to ask y'all as far as like the dating, like You know what? And this is maybe a topic I shouldn't talk about. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, Amber, about she asking you about your channel. But I wanted to ask y'all as far as like right now, as far as the dating, and I know you're not dating word, but I know you see, um, and maybe this should be another video I should talk about. Maybe somebody gonna steal it or whatever. But the gender wars that's going on between one another and just the chaos. Does that have to do with the divine feminine and masculine? It's not equal, it's not balanced. I just want y'all to take on that. What do y'all think?
I think it's about that those I don't really partake in those type of things, but I feel like it's about having that when your inner balance is off balance, you tend to gravitate towards bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, not you particularly, but you know, people who put the energy towards those gender wars, like that's just static to me. Like I see it as like distraction. So, you know, like
Mm.
I don't even really feed my energy to it.
Yeah. So you feel like it's a distraction.
I do.
And I'm gonna just build on what she said. Uh, is what I don't see it. I just see people attracting what they don't want. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, to focus on something that you don't want, you just go get more of it. So, like she said, to put your energy into it, that's what you go see. You go see more of it. I don't see that. Just like I was saying about the women, I don't see that because I know it's more. I can't take a small sample size of something and make that the issue. It's just a small sample size. Once we understand that we have the power to manifest what we want, we understand we have the power to manifest what we don't want too, and you'll be aware of both.
When I first learned about the law of attraction, I learned it from this person. His name was Tahuti Matara. He used to
Mm,
be he used to be a celebrity herbalist. Well, he kind of still is, but some things
mm,
happened. And when we talked about manifesting, he's like, the thing about manifesting is the universe does not really register not. So if you say I do not want to, have spaghetti for dinner tonight when you're a kid, you're probably going to attract having it because all the
mm,
universe feels is the passion behind the spaghetti.
mm,
Like that's what it's reacting to. Like, so these little words in our language have no bearing. It's about what you put your passion and energy. So the universe is responding to your intense energy about the spaghetti, so it's bringing it to you. It's not even really registering whether you like it or not, just registering the fact that you are putting your energy on it, therefore you must want it.
yeah, I used to tell people. That's who I heard it from too. By the way, him and Dr. Phil Valentine said it too. But he said whatever the frequency you put into the idea is is you and the object. As far as I want or I don't want, the universe don't understand that. It's not a frequency. It's
Exactly.
what you put behind it. And you will attract things with negative energy just like you will attract things with positive energy. So when
So
you
when a
saying I
guy,
don't
so when a guy's like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
so when you saying I don't want, that energy is just as strong as I do want. You see, when you will attract things with negative is energy.
That part.
But
So
go
when
ahead.
a guy is like, okay, well, I don't want a hoe, or I don't want a slut, or I don't want a ghetto ass girl. And so in his mind, he's thinking about the ghetto girl or the slut or whatever. And so that's what you're stating that whatever is in his mind, that's what he's attracting.
Yes,
What
that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
The universe is responding to the energy about the ghetto girl. So, for example, the universe works in funny ways at times. So he might get a girl who comes off as well spoken when he first meets her. And then when he gets to know her, oh, she is everything that he despises, because guess what? That's what the passion of his energy was. Instead of putting his passion and his energy telling the universe what he does want, he decided to tell the universe what he didn't want. Thus, the universe brought it to him because that's where his focus was.
Bingo. I like her. I really like her. Hey, I could do some bills with her, but um, that's
I figured you like her.
that's 100% facts because you know, like she said first, you know, it's not about what you want or what you don't want. It's about what you're focusing on. You focusing on something you don't want, that's what you go get. That's why I say it manifests, and it's to bring clarity. People, that's why you go through the same cycles. You don't learn. You don't
That's
grow from it.
I mean, and that's the whole reason that the three of us are on this panel today, because we're hoping, somebody will get even a breadcrumb of these pieces, and it'll fit the puzzle in their life, and they can use that to elevate and make themselves better, whether they're listening to it now or they listen to it later. Because I can't tell you how many times it's happened like that for me. Like, I could be listening to a podcast for an hour, and there could be 2 minutes worth of conversation that I needed in order to level up. And that's the reason we're on this channel at 1-2 o'clock in the morning. This is you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people on this world that just want to see everybody do better. And I mean, that's really my aim with even being on here, is hoping maybe somebody can find some value and find the missing pieces that I had to find the hard way.
Right.
Hey, why? Why we sound the same? That's wild, man. Yeah,
She
that's
genuine, bro. She genuine. Like, she been knowing me for what, 20 years?
and see that. Look at what you attract. I mean, even me, you attracted me over it. You know, so what
Yeah.
she said is fact. I mean,
I'm straight genuine, and she's genuine, you genuine. It's really real, and it's all love. Like, it's never been no jealousy, no hate, none of that with her. If we start talking, it's really like petty.
mhm.
It's really petty. It's like either she's busy with life, and she has her things going on, and we kind of just lose contact with one another, or I don't know. I think it's been times where I was younger and she would tell me about myself, because she the type, she don't sugarcoat shit, and she just gonna tell you. And I was a more of a rah type of person. And I know this is off topic, but I was a rah type of person. So when she would tell me about myself, I'd be like, girl, fuck you. And and I get mad, and I probably would speak to her. So
So,
right? I mean,
so I'm gonna have to thank you for the reason Tay listened to me. Then
I'm
you
not like
wore
that
her down.
now.
That's what I'm saying. She wore you down.
Yeah, now I'm different.
Yeah, but I think it's because we had a mutual friend, and we both really rocked with that mutual friend, and we realized if we clearly neither one of us wasn't going nowhere at the time. So it was like, and then over the course, we ended up literally just building a sisterhood, a friendship,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not. People either love me or they hate me, and I don't give a either way, But like that's just how it be. Like, I'm not talking about her particularly. I'm saying in general, people either love me or they hate me. There's no in between. They feel how they feel, and that's what it is. But we never had no real beef. It's like
No,
she said,
we never had like real beef.
it's always on some petty shit. Like,
Some petty shit.
take me back, so I'm not finna send another one.
Right. It's really be on some petty stuff, like, for real.
For real, bro.
But no real beef. Yeah. But I wanted to ask, oh, okay, all right, word. Well, I had wanted to ask before word come back, whatever, but I guess you can answer it. going back to the divine feminine and divine masculine, I guess you had answered the question already as far as if a woman is not in her femininity, what are some things that she can do to get in her divine feminine side? And for word, I want to ask him as far as for a man, if a man is a little feminine and he want to become masculine, what is some things for him to do to be masculine? So that's what I wanted to ask.
I think he 14. Okay, so he ran to the restroom. Real quick. He'll be back.
I know.
I see it in the
I heard him do that or whatever. But for the people in the chat, what do y'all feel
now,
like?
you think?
Yeah, what do y'all think? If a man is feminine, what are some things for him to do to become masculine? Because I feel like right now, everybody is opposite. Okay. I feel like women are more masculine and men are more feminine. And we need to all be balanced. We need to balance
Right.
this out because we're doing too much. And I feel like for women, we already foremost we're already in a patriarchal society, so in our mind we already have that masculine. There's no need to go deeper into the masculine. I feel like for women, in order for you to be feminine and reside in your femininity, I feel like it's important for us to whether it's do little things for yourself, self-pampering, whether it's your nails, a massage, your hair, or just um embracing that environment, getting your environment correct, whether it's lighting a candle or it's just certain things as us women that we do.
Essential oil. I love lavender. Like to me,
Right.
treat for me is a couple drops of essential lavender oil and a hot bath. Like, that's heaven to me. To me,
Right.
care.
And
And
that's perfect. That I feel like that is something that you can do that's residing in your femininity.
Are you saying what man can do?
Yeah, I don't think you ever answered that. And I think I had asked you like hours ago, what do you feel like if men are not residing in their masculinity, what is something that they can do?
I was about to tell a joke, but you got mad. And actually, you asked females. You ain't asked males.
Wait, what?
You asked for females.
Right. Yeah, I asked the
Yeah.
females, but I didn't ask. I thought I asked you though, but I don't think you
Not for
answered.
you asked for females. I answered that, but not for males. But what males can do, you got to that's is um the action. You can take the outside. This is the one time you can let the outside influence the inside, right? So you can, like in ancient times, that's why they had those trials. They used to. It sounds crazy, but they used to stick the kid out in the wilderness, and you had to survive. It's the outside function, it's the duties. Learn how to protect, learn how to provide. Um, a lot of my balance came from learning martial arts. Learning how to protect. I have that confidence that if someone comes around, I don't even need a weapon. I, you know what I'm saying? I'm nice with them, so that builds that confidence, that masculinity, that protection. I know I can do. I'm skilled with hand to hand combat. I can work knives and swords, so I can shoot guns.
Right.
And having even the mentality to go out and make the money. You know, I'm good with my hands. I mean, I don't need a job. I am a job. I can work on cars and houses. Just the information in my head, I make money from it. Consulting. I am the job. I don't need to go work with them. That gives me the confidence. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like most people, like I said, most people are hurted. It's a different, like, in men, when you see men, you see the difference in someone working a job and someone who give out jobs. Just the different way they walk. Even the man working a job, they bow down to the man who gave them the job. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So now when it comes to displaying the masculinity, I mean, build yourself up into that. You know, it's the outside things that affect the inside. I mean, I guess that's a hack.
Okay. I mean, I personally feel like, with masculinity, it's not so much leading on your emotions. And like you say, the outside, you're paying attention more to the outside versus the inside. When you do more the inside, that's focusing on your femininity.
You'll get to fucking around. Like, think about what I just told you. Like, the masculine energy is destruction. So if I focus more on my inside, guess what's gonna happen? I have to have balance.
Yeah,
So I have to almost to create to not to destroy. You know, I have to build instead of tear down. Well, think about what I'm saying. When dudes really get into the inside, get into those emotions, what happens? They start destroying shit.
they do.
You know, so if you focus, if you have a balance, you know, because you do need a balance, because you'll get women saying that men have no emotions.
That's all I'm about to say. Women be like, "Oh, I want a man who has emotions, or who want to talks to me," and
But
so
what Amber said is important because you have to have balance. You have to have balance in it too. I can give my wife affection because I embrace my emotion. I'm a master of my emotion. So I can turn it on and off like a light switch. So if I need it turned off to think logical or do something where emotions get in the way, I can turn them off. But like now you see like even talking to people online, you've seen a couple times how much patient, compassion, understanding I have with people. I turn my emotions on or I be a dick. I
But
be a
what? But
dick.
what's the
You sound
difference between?
me. That's me. I'm either extremely compassionate or I'm that tough love, tough as nails, strict.
Mm-hmm.
I,
But what's the
Well,
difference between you and someone else? Like you say, okay, you know how to reside, you know how to be affectionate with your wife, and then you know how to, be a man. So what for someone for some other guy that's out there, and maybe he's more emotional, and then maybe he's not emotional. What do you suggest for him to be able to tap in to those sides?
desire. You gotta want it.
The want to be able to do it.
You gotta want it.
That
I
fucking
mean,
makes that
if
makes
you
sense.
don't want it, it's just not gonna happen. Anything. Think about this. Anything you want in life, you go get it. Right. Listen to what I told you. I had to do to go through. I just thought I was doomed. Like I'm going to hell. So all the studying. I'm not only talking about religion. I practiced it. I had to understand how it works and how it don't work. But then the history part, the entomology part, I had to learn all this stuff and it gave me peace. And I understand balance, but I wanted it. I needed it.
definitely. You know,
But
another thing, it's a little off topic, but like I've noticed, like when I've dealt with men who have no respect for the spiritual world, it chaos will ensue in your life as well. Like who you
Hmm.
choose to have in your company can bring destruction, chaos, and disorder um, as well. I just wanted to bring that up
do y'all
because
feel like a man should respect the divine feminine? The and he doesn't respect the divine feminine, his days are less and less.
I mean, well, to me, like I mean, I don't see the divine feminine as being more important than or over the divine masculine because I see things in a way of balance. You know what I'm saying? Like we there's a reason that a man can't give birth. There's a reason that a woman doesn't have a penis and isn't more physically strong than a male. We were meant to complement each other, not fight each other. And And I
Mm-hmm.
think when we get back to that core of remembering, okay, we are not here to fight each other. This is not a competition. Cooperation is what will lead to elevation, not discord. Discord can't.
Uh, oh, I'm over here geek. No, go ahead. My bad. I'm
Go
like, this is what I be saying, man. It is like it's a reflection. I'm just getting geek. Now, my bad. I apologize. Let me mute my mic.
ahead.
Let me mute my mic because I'm like, it just sounds good. Okay, I'm mute. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, I, I do understand where Tay is coming from, because women are demeaned, and there are a lot of men that don't realize it. They love women, but they really hate them. And that's
Right,
a word right there. That's a word right.
right.
They love them, but they hate them. So when you have a woman who has experienced the hate of a man, like, I will say this, I shouldn't, I'm 37 years old, and I've had 2 serious relationships in my life. I've had sex with 2 people in my entire life. I am very specific about my energy. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make me any better than anybody who's had 20 partners. Because that has nothing to do with it. But like, I've always been a very mindful person. Even in the years that I was supposed to be wild and I wasn't. I was reading books, trying to understand. Like, in my 20s, I was researching religion and theology, learning Buddhism, Hinduism. I was just interested in learning and understanding and finding the common thread in those things. It's just like we're all just on different paths in this life, and you know, like I said, doing one thing, like, I can see the benefit of a person who has had a lot of experience and may have 20, 30, 40 partners. I can understand her path, and I can learn from her the same as she can learn from me. I never see myself as above or beneath another person. I see you as an equal. I don't care if you don't have a home, if you don't have shoes on your feet. I see you as an equal, and I see you as a valuable person, and I know that you have jewels inside of you that just need to be uncovered.
Mhm. So really say I don't know about that one. Could just be how he was brought up or something. I know men who are feminine but ain't no punk bitch. Yeah, but like it's like what can you, even though yeah you can fight or whatever, but still like what happens if you don't take care of the necessities that a feminine woman wants? And that don't matter, right? Like that's how I personally feel. Well, I'm not too sure. It depends on what a man is doing to seem to be that way.
I said like it's like she said earlier. It's compliment. That's the purpose of masculine energy. That's the purpose of feminine energy, to complement one another. We're supposed to pay
Yeah.
homage to one another. That's what people don't understand. Like me and my wife adore me, I adore her. We complement one another. It's not about. It's really not about nothing. Whatever her strengths become, my weaknesses are her strengths. Her weaknesses are my strengths. So we
Hmm.
complement one another. It's about balance. If you truly want and desire harmony, you just gotta find the one that matches your frequency.
Definitely. Like, I can think about, like, especially like my last relationship. I can think of us having an argument, and I'm like, I hate arguing. I don't see the point in this. Why are we opposing sides? Why can't we compromise? And then, you just realize, well, maybe I'm just not dealing with the right person, because I feel like I'm being reasonable. And I think a lot of us get caught in that, because we're comfortable and we know this person and we're familiar with this. We think we're supposed to stick it out with them tooth and nail and make it work, when the universe is giving you every sign that this might not be the right vibration for you. So if you're finding nothing but discord, maybe you need to step back and reassess the situation and reassess yourself and where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe there are no good men. I think there's a lot of good men. I think there are a lot of good people in this world. It just depends on your vibration, and as far as what you're attracting to you. When I
Hmm.
partake in drama, I get drama filled people. when I partake in peace, peaceful people are drawn to me, you know, or good or better opportunities are drawn to me, you know. Like even with this reading, guys, like I got on and I got on Twitter, didn't know a soul. I had one person who was like, "Hey, get on Twitter, create the account." And so I created the account and I just started talking my shit. And all of a sudden, like I just get a bunch of followers. Those intuitive readings started out as me doing free readings on Twitter on my timeline, and people just loving the information that was provided or it being accurate, and then them being like, okay, like I mess with her, so they referred people. My entire side business is just a result of me on a whim deciding to join Twitter one day. Strangers didn't build. I mean, people I know didn't build my side business. Spirit did, because I was led to do it that way, and I think a lot of us miss our blessings because we don't pay attention to those signs or those synchronicities that are right in front of our face. I do not believe in coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence in my eyes. Like that's just how I feel.
I agree.
Lovey, what up, dog?
Lovey, what up? Hit the link, Lovey.
Hi, Lovey.
But
Hit
yeah,
hit the link. Tell us.
I definitely think that the masculine energy and the feminine energy is compatible, and when it's out of order, that's when you get
Did we state
dysfunction.
how did they clash?
Mm,
They
that's
clash when they're not working with each other and when they're working at a cross purpose. That's when they clash, and that causes chaos. Like the
mm-hmm.
divine feminine and the divine masculine are supposed to work together in synchrony. But when they work against each other, they can both destroy each other at the same time.
That's like when you see the two serpents going up the staff.
Kundalini.
Yeah, that's the masculine and the feminine energy. They're both snakes going up. So if they work together, they get to the top and they create, but they can fight at the bottom also. You know, they usually fight at the bottom. The story of Heru and Set is a perfect example. An eclipse is that's an example. The sun and the moon. And what happens during the eclipse? That's considered chaos when light turns to dark.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and one thing I remember, I was talking to a person. They were like, "We are women. We're the light." I'm like, "It don't quite work that way. Men are the light. Women are the dark."
I was debating. I was trying to explain that. That's why I'm like, that's why the representation. But see, the light now that's perfect that she said that. You know why? Because this is why they try to convince you black is negative and white is positive. Because white represents the male, the sun. That's the destroyer, though. What creates life is the womb, the darkness. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was good. The Word was with God, and God said, "Let there be light."
You know what yeah, true. You know what I was thinking? So, you know, Sekhmet, when you talk
Yeah.
about destructive energy, it makes me think of how, you know, Ra channeled that destructive energy through Sekhmet and couldn't control it after he did it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He couldn't control it. And that shows like a man can weaponize a woman just like a woman can weaponize a man. And
And
I don't know how we have not reached the brink of destruction yet. You know, there's clearly some energies at play that's, you know, protecting us, but I just don't understand how. Like, it's just such a sensitive balance, and you know, the slightest thing can put it out of whack, and that's why you have like, you know, these obsessions and things like that. It's crazy.
I think we imploding right now. But it's crazy you said that. I was just telling somebody about segment today, and I called her the sun god killer. Um, Yes,
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, that's deep. That's crazy. I was just telling somebody about Sigma today.
Still geeking, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Now I'm getting freaked out. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's just like it's refreshing though, um, because I understand energy and just eh, like even just looking how everything is structured now. You know, understanding not only duality, but most people don't understand the pyramid. The balance is actually a point too, and that's where they get the pyramid from. So you have two ends of the spectrum that represents duality, but then you have the center that represents balance. You take the center, stretch it out, you get a pyramid. So when we say we live in a three-dimensional world, that's the whole concept.
And not to mention that, in the ancient days that the pyramids were, they were multifunctional. 0 point
Hmm.
energy existed here on this earth.
Yeah.
So it's like all these these multifaceted functions of these things. And I think I think the reason that we haven't, or I don't believe that we haven't harnessed 0 point, because I think it is harnessed. I think it's just a technology that's being suppressed. But I think the reason that, your average everyday man hasn't been able to bring it forth with the power in numbers is because we are so imbalanced on the inside. I know it's a physical concept, but the physical is influenced by the spiritual. And
Hmm.
until you are spiritually ready for something, it will not manifest in the physical, which makes sense as to why, we're finally getting to a point where they're disclosing about UFOs and things like that, like, because people are becoming more balanced. And it doesn't take a lot of balanced people to bring about change. It only takes a select few.
And that's another point, what you said earlier. I wanted to hit on, but when you were saying that, that men that don't embrace spirituality, you notice that they are chaotic, and that's because you're denying a part of yourself when you do that. Like when men don't get into the spirit and the soul work, like people don't even know the difference between the two. But when you don't get in tune with it, you denying a part of yourself, and the emotion. It's like a navigation system. That's how your spirit interacts with your mind. It's through the emotion. That's why anytime you think of something is attached to an emotion, good or bad. When you think of something, you feel something, and that feeling is what help you remind us the event or whatever happened.
So when a man disrespects a woman, or when a woman disrespects a man, she's basically disrespecting that part of herself.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
So she's being counterproductive.
I mean, and I can take it a step further. Uh, and it's just for self-reflection. Anytime that I've looked at a person and been like, I can't stand that person, it's because that person possesses a part of me that I do not like and that I know needs to be fixed and resolved. Because
Oh man.
otherwise,
Hey.
fault. And I think that's another thing. Like, people are afraid to say they're wrong.
Yeah.
Being able to admit you are wrong about something is a strength. Do you know how many times I apologize? Like, I do apologize. When I'm wrong, I apologize. When I feel I'm wrong. But if I feel I'm not wrong, I'm not going to. I'll apologize for hurting your feelings.
If she ain't gonna apologize, she don't feel like she.
I will apologize for the way I made you feel, but I will not apologize for my message if I meant it. Why would I say it if I didn't?
Oh.
Yeah. I never forget, man. We got into a argument. I don't know if you remember, but you made me think about this argument that we had, because you said, you made me feel a certain way. And I was so strong on, I don't know what it was, but I was so strong on like I wasn't wrong, you know. But she was like, you made me feel this way. And because I feel this way, like basically I needed to apologize. And I'll never, I know this is off topic, but I'll never forget that. You made me, you know, it was long
I,
ago,
I,
over
re-
2 years. You
I
remember that argument
I
we
do.
had?
I can't remember the specifics of it, but I remember
Yeah,
you. Well, this is how I felt, or this is why I
yeah,
did this, and I don't feel like I'm wrong. I said yes. I said, but your words hurt my feelings in the way
yeah.
it was conveyed. I was like, so I understand you may have meant what you said, but I'm a
But you
sensitive,
like, yeah.
and I found it abrasive, and it hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings are hurt. I shut down.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yep.
And she's like,
And,
well, I meant what I said. I said, I understand that. I said, but maybe I misinterpreted the way that you communicated it. And maybe we need to have a conversation to, maybe I need to understand what you really meant. But a lot of us, we don't take the time to think, like we don't take the time to slow down and say, okay, there's discord here. I love this person. Why am I not trying to find a solution to where we can understand each other? It doesn't, when you love someone, right or wrong does not matter. Understanding and finding compromise and common ground is what matters. And that's how I've always felt. Even before I was in touch with anything spiritual, I've always felt like that. My internal compass has just always felt that way. So if someone says, you said this and it hurt my feelings, I could sit there and explain to them and, make it logic and make them understand. And I was like, but you know what? If I hurt your feelings, I swear that was not my intention, you know, and if I did, I'm sorry, and they might say, well, this is how you came off. And I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. That's how I meant to come off. But we live in a society of I said what I said. And
Mm-hmm. And that's how I was at that
mm,
time. I was like, I said what I, but she was like, I don't care. I felt like this. I'll never forget that.
emotional
It
intelligence.
tripped me.
That's for
Yeah.
sure. It's I want to hit on 2 points real quick. But what she said, that's why I don't judge people, because when I see something I don't like in somebody, first thing I do is like, hold on, let me go look at my shit. That's the first thing I do. I'm being real. If I see, but I now when I see stuff in people, I understand it because a lot of it I overcame. So I understand that's just a battle. And sometimes I know when I can help, but I don't help everybody. Like I said, if I don't feel like you go appreciate or you go show gratitude, I ain't helping you. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm wasting my time, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's just how I feel. Everybody ain't worthy of my help. That's just how I feel.
and that
And like I
I
and I need that in
I need to
return.
learn that.
You said what?
I said I need to learn that because I try to help anybody that asks for help. And
Yeah,
it
she
and
don't care. She help anybody,
Nah.
everybody. Like she don't care.
And
And I'll be
see
like, girl,
that
you better
that's what
stop giving your energy
that
away.
that's my payment. Like I feel like I need to benefit from it, and my payment is your gratitude or your appreciation. As
You
long as I
like
get
me
one of them,
word.
I'm
That's how
cool.
I am. Hmm.
You know,
And
as
your
long as I get one of
loyalty.
those, I'm cool.
Your loyalty.
It's a fair exchange. You see what I'm saying? It's a fair exchange. So I mean, that's just how I feel. So, um, and another point I wanted to hit on um, is when you said, uh, "Damn, I forgot the second point." She's spitting fire though, and she's saying a lot of the
He's
same
making
things
a
I
lot of
said.
good points, right?
Yeah, she's saying a lot of this. I gotta get. I ain't got no pen and pad. I ain't. I'm used to it, but I'm not used to it. And she's spitting it so fast, like I get to talking about one point and forget the second point.
I do that all the time, don't I, Shantae? Like I was like, what was
Yeah.
it, girl?
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
that's what. But that's ultimately. I tell people. I just try to. Oh, that's the point I wanted to make. I don't do anything out of malice. So if I hurt somebody's feelings, I don't have apologize. I don't have a problem with apologizing for it. But hey, I said something for a reason. So I can only apologize for the way I made you feel, but I'm not apologizing for what I said because I said it for a reason. Even
Right.
if you interpreted it the wrong way, I can say it a different way. And that's why I don't even share my opinion. I don't. I feel like if it's not gonna make an impact, I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm straight because my thoughts and my opinions are mine. They're only valuable if someone seek them. And if you ain't looking for it, I ain't trying to give it. That's just how I am, though. I don't go around offering things to people that they don't want. So, I mean, I learned that I like to keep my peace. I don't like my peace disturbed. It took me a long time to get it, and I ain't fucking it up.
I
So everything I do is strategic.
definitely. Like when you said that about if you don't want what I'm giving, it makes me think of don't cast your pearls amongst swine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what I always say, I ain't coming off my throne to deal with them swine, no pigs. I'm straight.
What made
Always.
me, yeah, what made me think about what he said is because damn, and I just lost my thought, but I'm trying to go with it. Um, is that sometimes I feel like water shows a reflection of other people, and sometimes um I don't know, y'all. I forgot now. It was in my mind after he said it, and I just lost it like that.
But like I always tell people, like even this, right? Like when people read the Bible and they read about all these demons and stuff in the Bible, do you know you embody all of those? So
What?
like when you embody those demons in the Bible, they
Yeah,
inside
and if
you.
you look at the real word of demon, demon means genius.
But
So they're nothing but just a genius. That's it. If you look at the etymology of the word, that's what demon means.
man, you go into the etymology of the word, then that's a whole different subject. But
Well, I'm
usually,
just saying
I,
that's
I,
what exactly what a demon means.
yeah,
They got us thinking these words, what these words mean this and these words mean that. No, a
that's why I
demon is
told
a genius.
That's why I told
What?
you had to go. That's why I said it was important for me to learn entomology. I had to learn the creation and the structure of word. I had to learn the tone, the frequency, why they change language. Um, but I said, all those evil or lower spirits are within us, and that's where you get people lust, people have gluttony, people get wrathful. All those spirits are within us. So it's whatever you really tap into. And the more you feed it, the bigger it get.
Mm-hmm.
So, like in Islam, when they say jihad, the spiritual war, that's within you. Every day you wake up and you functioning, you supposed to be within jihad. You're supposed to be fighting those demons.
Be
You're
quiet,
supposed to be
word.
fighting
Yeah,
those demons.
Nefertiti, I changed the name. Lingerie and cocktails, girl.
Yeah,
I
y'all
didn't
ain't
tell
getting
you
me in
that,
no
Amber did.
lingerie.
Huh?
I was about to say y'all ain't getting me in no lingerie. I ain't taking my shirt off.
Oh my
I
goodness.
ain't that tapped into my feminine energy. I'm straight, literally.
You tapped in, but you not that tapped in, huh?
Nah, I ain't that tapped in. I'm straight.
All in all, I think this was a good little conversation as far as divine feminine and divine masculine. Was there anything that we missed or you feel like, we should touch up on or whatever?
Damn,
Uh,
this I
I do
feel.
think Word I think Word has a lot of valuable information to offer. So maybe, some tips on, ways that maybe people practical ways that women can find balance and practical ways that men can find balance. Just that puzzle piece. Somebody might need it and they might not know where to start.
And see, I think I try to explain things from a practical sense where people can observe in real time and actually do it instead of going into the philosophies and the texts and stuff like that. So, like, if you look at my page, just the conversations I'll be having, like comprehension. Like most people understand. I love the fact that you use the term overstand. Um, Thinking should, at minimum, be a three-level process. You have to understand, you have to understand, you have to overstand to adequately analyze something, and that's just at the basic level, you know. Um, and most people don't even grasp that concept of how each one of those levels function. And a quick analogy is, say, if you understand how to work a TV, you'll be able to grab the remote and turn it on. And if you understand it, if it breaks, you'll be able to fix it. But if you overstand it, then you can create it. You can manipulate it. You can make it work for you.
That's a word right there.
You know. So like now, when you take that and you take information and you begin to look at information from those levels, things will look a lot different. So even when I say most people don't comprehend what people are saying, they only understand. And when they do that, what happens is, if me and you having a conversation, I'm gonna relate my experience to what you're saying, and I'm gonna judge what you're saying from my experience. But to comprehend, I will have to understand who you are, how you thinking, what some of your experiences are, and then I can better understand why you're saying what you're saying, and
Huh.
understand how you're saying what you're saying. You know,
He getting deep,
it,
y'all. He getting deep.
Definitely. I mean, that TV analogy, that's one that needs to be written down. I'm gonna have to go back to the video so I can write that one down.
I'm definitely gonna take some notes after this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very valuable conversation, and I think there's a lot of good information here. You know, just in general, just to help people function better in their day-to-day lives, because there are small things that we can do every day just to make our overall daily experience better. And when your daily experience is better, when you're in a good place, you can sit in your seat of creation comfortably and be what you're supposed to be in this lifetime.
and I'm gonna tell you another secret too, Tay. I don't know if you noticed, but when I go on my channel, I talk, but I don't be talking like this. If you notice, when I come over here, I get deeper, and that's why I always ask for y'all females to come up, because that's perfect example of me having compatible energy to work off of. I can be more than what I'm currently am, you know. So that's a perfect display of masculine and feminine energy working together, complementing one another.
Oh,
Even if, you see what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, what do I always say? I can't have a panel full of men talking about problems and we looking for solutions. We need that feminine energy. We need that to understand how to fix these things. We
Definitely.
can come together as man and try. It's not gonna work. I be trying to give them the sauce without giving it to them. I ain't trying to get assassinated, man. They gonna get me.
hey.
I mean, just
I'm
like
telling you.
I had a lady or a woman, her daughter was sexually abused by someone in town that's prominent. And she'd been like just freewheeling online, blasting. And I'm like, sweetie, I'm like, you have to put some structure to your plan if you want results. And we sat down and I told her, I was like, you need to make a skeleton of what you want to say and what your objective is. Because if you don't know your objective, your audience is not going to know your objective. And she's already made so much progress in 1 week, more than she's made in 2 years of trying to get justice for her child. It's just having the right information and utilizing it and applying it in the right way.
Mm-hmm. Man, tell you you're a genius, man. Hey, I'm saying we can do something.
That's my girl, man. I've been knowing her for a long time. I'm talking about real, for real. I'm talking about
deep in the trenches.
What'd you say?
I said deep in them trenches.
Yeah,
2 decades.
2 decades for real. So this ain't man.
But see, now you see why I bring my people on here, and that's why, like even my OG, my best friend, I bring them on here because them people I know and I trust. So, like having conversations with them is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I need to stop playing around. You know what I'm saying? We playing with these other people on the internet who don't really know you and stuff. Nah, yeah, let me get somebody solid. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I've been knowing for years, who I know ain't gonna cross me or feel no type of way, or you know what I mean? Just because my light bright or whatever, her light is bright, just like mine is bright.
What I always say, hey, when I get to the top, I ain't trying to be up there by myself. There's enough room for everybody.
Already.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So there's no point in me hating. I ain't in competition with nobody. I'm gonna just do me.
I
become a better version of myself.
But I fell asleep.
What'd you say?
I just said I was supposed to be on last week, but I fell asleep.
Oh yeah, she showed. Yeah.
I woke up and caught the conversation, and she kept sending me the link. I was like, but I don't know what to say.
I knew she was gonna be perfect. I said, man, stop playing. You're gonna be perfect because I already know. I know her. We sit and we do this on the phone. I'm like, you gonna be perfect. What you mean? Stop playing.
Definitely. I mean, we had a deep conversation. I was in the middle of work and I just got this idea. And so I just scrolled through my phone and I was like, I'm going to text it to Sean. I'm going to text it to Tay so that I'll remember. And I was telling her, she's like, you on point. Where'd this come from? I was like, oh, I just didn't want to forget it.
I should repeat what she said, y'all, because it was about me. It was about relationship stuff. I think it would work good.
Yeah, hey, that's crazy. Wait till you see what I do after I get this. I get a couple more weeks, but yeah, I keep saying stuff. Yeah, I'm about to make a move. Oh, I ain't tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you.
What?
Nah.
Matter of fact, I'm supposed to say. Here you go. I'm supposed to say a little bit. Men, some of y'all men might be upset. I don't know. Men do not appreciate what they do not have to earn. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if you have made him acquiring you as his woman easy, he has not had to put effort and investment into acquiring you. He will not put effort and investment into the relationship.
What I always say about my wife, the easy part was getting her, the harder part is keeping her. So, like that old saying, why would you buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free?
Right.
Well, if somebody gonna keep giving you milk for free, why would you even buy the cow?
Right.
That's what they tell women that's an old saying. My grandmother used to say, you giving them the milk for free by living and shacking up with him. Why would he buy the cow? Why would he buy you a ring? Why would he marry you? You're already acting as a wife. He ain't earned it. He ain't deserve it. Like even when I was a kid, right? When I had to earn my gym shoes, guess what I did? Every time I took them bitches off, I'm cleaning the shit out of them. When I was just giving them, I dogged them.
But a woman is designed to basically, I guess we're designed to receive though, right? but in a way, we just kind of like give, we give, we give, we give. I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
you designed to give. Yeah,
We
think about it.
designed
You're a
to
nurturer.
give.
You're a
I think
creator.
I think it's because I always tell her that women are naturally receptive by nature because we take in the male energy.
Yeah. th-
I'm not saying
Yeah,
we don't,
that's
but we're receptive
but
by
see that's the exchange though. You can't keep giving and not being replenished. That's the problem. Most women
Right.
don't get replenished once they give. So you only can give so much. And then you have to go into receiving mode to replenish. That's just natural or nature. But women, y'all create. Y'all, that's the giving. That's why so many women give. And y'all have a deep tank too. That's the thing. Women have a deep tank. That's why women take so much bullshit and then they blow. But a man only gonna take so much.
Yeah,
That's
he not
because
gonna
we
deal with
used
half
to.
of the shit we deal
Uh,
with.
right. Ain't no man. Nah, that ain't about to happen.
I mean, but women have to be patient because by just by societal
We're
norms,
nurturers.
women
Hmm.
they raise the children and you have to have patience with children because they will test you, you know.
Yeah, so
So
will. And I still ain't got no damn patience. No, stop.
I
And
mean,
see,
go
oh
ahead. I'm
my
sorry.
bad. Go ahead.
No,
Oh
I
no,
didn't.
go ahead. But no, she right. I mean, just by nature, uh, women are designed. You have to receive. You have to, and like she said, you receive from nature. But that's the problem. Men don't know how to replenish women.
Here's another one. Men don't believe in doing. Oh, and this might. I don't know. This might hit a nerve. Men don't
Hit my
believe
nerves.
in. This might hit a nerve. Men don't believe in doing extra. They just believe in doing enough to get what they want.
I always have to do extra. See, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to, because mostly what you explaining is, like I said, you explaining grown males. A lot of men haven't been groomed to be men, haven't been taught how to be men. And just coming from where I came up from, I was always expected to do more. I always did more, just not to be average. I refuse to be average, so I'm gonna always do more, more above and beyond. That's normal.
You like one out of a
But I
million
understand
word.
what you're saying. You
Yeah,
said
'cause
what?
you like one out of a million.
I'm not though. I know a lot of. I'm telling you, I know people. I am right now. I'm
Well,
mentoring
hook me
probably
up
three
then.
dudes.
You know a lot of people. Hook
Well,
me up.
you better come to Michigan. I'm mentoring three dudes now.
It's
You
too
know what I'm
damn
saying?
cold up
And they
there.
got the and they got their heads on straight. And me personally, even the way I mentor or I train, you have to become better than me. That's my whole goal. If you're not better than me, then I failed. So one of them about to get his master's in business. Another one is about to get his master's in biomedical or something like that. And another one got three businesses. So, and I'm still mentoring. I've been having two of them since they were 16.
Wow.
So, I mean, one of them, he didn't have a father. His brother died. So I took him under my wing. So, I mean, you have to be like when I be talking all this stuff online, I don't pat myself on the back for nothing I do. I don't even tell people my accomplishment or accolades. I will highlight other people I know before I highlight myself. I don't need recognition. I do it because it need to be done. Um,
So you're
I want to
actually
do it on a
making a
larger
difference
scale.
in the community. You're not just sitting, just talking. You actually making a difference in the community.
There's no point of talking. What's the point of talking? I mean, I don't. I believe a thought is defined by the action. So talking is just what I'm thinking. If I'm not doing nothing, it's just a thought that I expressed out loud. So um, even in manifestation, you have to walk. You have to walk to the goal. It'll get there. It's manifested. You still have to go to it. So people just talking. That's all they doing. You know, I have to do it too. That's why I said I got some stuff coming up. Like you think I'm playing? I am trademarking petty, and I turned it into an acronym. And watch what I do with it. That's gonna be the flagship of my mentorship. I'm gonna bring it
Amen.
online. I done figured it out. I'm gonna bring it online. If it pop, it pop. If it don't, I'm gonna still have it in the streets. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna extend my hand. I'm extending the olive branch.
It's gonna pop. Watch, it'll pop. It'll pop for sure. And one more. Set the boss move. Set the boss move to not give them what they want until you giving what you want. Until you gotten what you want. Is that what I think you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, it's just about balance. Like women are naturally reciprocal. And
Yeah.
it's like Word said, we give and we're not replenished. So sometimes we need to be still.
And
You
see,
it's
match that energy, right?
Hmm?
Hey Tay, I got a video. Um, man, what is the name of it? But I got on y'all females, and I took 50% of the fault that men are the way they are now because uh, men haven't trained or raised them right. But y'all got to take the other half because basically everything y'all saying is like y'all have the prize. Men do stupid things to impress women, right? We do the stupidest things to impress women. Why? Because we want y'all attention, and y'all give it to us for the wrong reason. So I'm not saying you have the responsibility to raise a man, but you have the responsibility to make sure you don't reward them too.
Yeah.
You have to stop with y'all. Women have to stop rewarding grown boys and calling them men. You have to stop doing that because if you don't, like we was just saying, why would you buy a cow if you're getting the milk for free? You will force just like we do dumb things to get your attention. We'll do the right things to get your attention too.
Yeah, I do all the time. The thing
They will
is,
do the right thing to get our attention if we require it.
yeah,
Right.
and the thing is that
Exactly.
y'all will play too. Y'all will play because y'all get a nigga attention for like if you know she want this or she desire this, you do it too, and you won't just do it one time. You do it 2 times, 3 times. Like you do it a lot, like months in, knowing this is probably not even you. This is not even what you do. And then as soon as things just are different, it's just like to me nowadays, I just feel like men switch up so much. It's like, okay, y'all could really be having something going on in a relationship or whatever. And this girl on TikTok said it best. Like when men switch up, like she gave examples too. She was like, if they move you out there to where they at and you're out there with them, they switch up. And then she's like, like if you get pregnant as a woman, men most majority of the time they'll switch up. She was giving like little examples, and I was just like, I just feel like personally, like I was like, I agree. Like I personally agree. I feel like men can
Can
go
I?
six
Can I?
months, 8 months, and he'll be really like get on this cycle with you doing everything that you want, and he'll just switch up out of nowhere, like boom.
I never see it as out of nowhere. Like, cause like I'm a person, I can see patterns and signs. So, it's never a big surprise when somebody does something, especially because, like when people move a certain way, that's how they move in all areas of their life, professionally, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to pay attention to the pattern. So if there's chaos in their work life, you can very much assume there's chaos in their personal life. If they're thriving in their work life, what's the reason they're thriving? Are they balanced? Are they thriving because they're balanced, or are they thriving because they're manipulating something? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's because of manipulation, guess what? He's going to manipulate you in a relationship to get what he wants. You have to pay attention to everything.
How do you know if it's manipulation at work?
What do you
How
mean?
do you know?
What do you mean?
If he's thriving because of manipulation at work, how would you know he's thriving?
You can tell by how a person moves and communicates. People tell us who they are with verbal and nonverbal cues. And if you are balanced and you have done the work with your energy will tell you this person ain't what they seem. You will have physical. There's been times I've been around people that make me feel nauseated, makes me want to throw up. And I know it's a sign. And I know it ain't that, you know what I'm saying, burrito at lunch. It's them, especially when you get out of their presence and you feel fine. Some people will make you physically ill with their presence. Some people will make you feel anxious. And I don't mean make you feel, but they'll, bring on the feeling of anxiousness. But that's your spirit telling you something about that person. And you need to take heed to it. We don't take heed to signs. Like our spirit and our body are different entities. They work together. Like, even me and you sitting there in that chair, you are two entities. Your body is of this earth. Your spirit is not.
No, I agree, because I have ignored my spirit for, and I know, and I be trying to find the good in people. I be like, but my spirit be telling me, things ain't right. Like, even like word, for example, it was like a situation, and I know because I get downloads of things and I know certain things, but I still, how you try to give people just the benefit of the doubt, like, nah, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm always trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, like, no. But my spirit I already know. I get downloads of things that, like, my spirit is telling me, oh, they doing this or they doing that. They scheming, they plot, they going behind your baby doing this, they doing, I get all of that, but I'm like, I ignore it because I be like, no.
Definitely.
And I be like, and I don't want to see like I'm crazy. I be like I'm crazy, like, no, like I'm crazy. So I be like, I want to wait till I find out for sure,
Yeah, I mean, even look at the term benefit of the doubt. Like, the term itself is telling you should be doubting this already. Like, if the benefit of the doubt, if that phrase comes in my head, 99.9% of the time it's bullshit. Because
it is.
When something feels right, it feels right. If you're doubting it, there is something that is in your face that you are not seeing.
Right.
Like,
I get it immediately. I get a download immediately, but I know when she ain't right. I get it immediately, but
I had the weirdest dream the other night, right? And I was at this. I don't know. It was like in the olden days, and I was at this dinner, and I was just watching. I wasn't an active participant. And this lady came in, and like she was washing this man's feet, and the man's house that he was at had brought him this immaculate meal, and he's like, well, why are you showing her so much attention, and I made you this meal? He's like, well, she washed my feet with her tears and dried them with her hair, like, and I didn't even know that was a Bible. Like, I know I've read the Bible before, but I didn't realize that dream was a manifestation of a Bible story until I was telling my cousin about the dream. She said, Amber, that's a story in the Bible. I was like, oh yeah. And then she brought up the actual, I was like, oh, spirit works in that. Like, and in that conversation I had with her, I was like, you know how in the Bible it's like, well, the woman that sins, she loves me more and appreciates me more because her sin was deeper than yours. So yeah, you have the money to buy me the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I only bring that up to show we all make mistakes. Your past does not define you. It's what you do with that past experience in the future that defines you, not what you've done. You're not a prisoner to your past. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter if you've been in prison or have a wreck. None of that matters. What matters is what you do with that past and what you do going forward. Like when you have something that you've done that's terrible and you've been forgiven for it by the Most High or by yourself, because really it's self-forgiveness, because that self-doubt will rot you from the inside out. But I mean, to me, that's it. And I didn't even realize that was a biblical story, because the way it was like I was just there, and like, this man that cooked this dinner was like, I made you steak. All she did was wash her feet, and it's like, yeah, but she washed my feet with all she had. You got plenty steak in your freezer,
Right.
Man, I forgot I was indulging in what she was saying, and I forgot what I was about to say.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Dang, I totally forgot. I want to give a disclaimer though, because if people don't understand their ego, your ego can also give you those feelings too. Your ego can keep you away from what you truly desire. So you just have to be cautious and aware of who you, which inner being. I ain't gonna say inner being because the ego is a function of the spirit, but um, you just got to understand if it's the lower or the higher self that you're speaking to. But that's where, when putting that work in, that's why it's important to be able to understand and make peace with the ego.
Right.
Man, we have been so tampered with because the ego is a defense mechanism, but we've been so indoctrinated by society that it got reprogrammed, and we have to reprogram it back. But that's why I say you got to make peace with it.
Mm-hmm. Just before we're gonna, I guess, end it, but I had wanted to let you know, Amber, what you thought, because there was an incident where, and I really hate to bring this up or whatever, but like I was disrespected in the case, right? And word was like, nah, I don't do that. Like, I don't like women being disrespected. And you have other people that feel like because he said that, it's like, oh, you like her. Or, oh, you know what I mean? People are just so weird on this platform.
It's not even weirdness. It's just people that do not understand energy. They do not understand that there is a karmatic debt for the energy that they put out. And when you are in a position to help or stand up for someone, you should. That is what a real man does. I can tell you, I'll give you a story. I was in Atlanta, right? I was going to see, I ain't in it anyway. And I was at the airport and I was waiting on the person I was dating to come pick me up. And this Jamaican guy with dreads and a bunch of chains comes to me, and I look very naive and I act naive, because don't try as hard to fool you when they think you ain't got no sense. But anyway,
Right.
he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I see you've been waiting for a while." He's like, "I can give you a ride." He's like, "I just got off a plane." And I literally saw him come from the parking lot. He didn't come off of a plane. He came from the parking lot. And this guy was like, leaned over to me. He's like, "Don't you go nowhere with that man. You ain't going to be seen no more." Right. And the guy's literally just sitting there because the person that's supposed to pick me up is late. And finally, this guy stood up. He's like, "Leave her alone." He was with his woman. He's like, "Leave her alone," because the guy leaned in and kissed me on my cheek. And like, I'm not aggressive. I'm not assertive. I'm very calm. I'm like, I might move back and I'm like, "Stop, please." Like, I'm not the type of like, "Leave me alone." I'm polite. And this guy stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And his woman was proud of it. She's like, she's like, "Thank you, baby." She's like, "Girl," she was like bigging him up for speaking up, because I mean, I'm guessing he may have been a human trafficker, but he was talking pretty crazy. He was offering me money to go with him and everything. And I was like, "No, no." And I kept saying no. And he's like, "She said no." And it took another man standing up, saying something and even then he was in the wings waiting. But I'm saying, like, people need to stop trying to romanticize men being men and doing what men do. Because it's not a romantic situation. A person vibing or people being able to play off of each other's energy, that is not a romantic connection. That is a energetic connection. And that is a big problem with people. Like, they meet people and they feel that connection and they mistake it for a romantic connection, when that's really somebody you were meant to work with, or somebody you were meant to elevate with, or you guys were meant to build upon each other. People always label something as a romantic connection, and that's not always what it is. So it's
And
You preached on that. It's so funny you said he was with his wife or whatever, because it's like it's the same thing. Like with work, he got his wife, and he just
she
took up
right
for
here.
me.
And
Huh?
I guarantee you, she's proud of that, not jealous of it.
Did you see what you put under that comment that somebody put under one of my videos that I be flirting with Tay Eats, right?
Mhm.
My wife was like, "So what is it to you?"
Right. 'Cause it don't
My
be
wife,
nothing. Like people be so
my wife,
pressed.
yeah, my wife know I ain't going nowhere. She know this is just me. And I'm sitting there and I experienced all this stuff, and I'm like, it's wrong. What's wrong is wrong. What's right is right. Everything that I stand for, when people go against it in my face, I got a problem with it. And we had this discussion. I talk about the things all the time, and it's just like, you did it, and it's supposed to be okay. It's not okay with me. So um, it is what it is.
But this internet community try to make it seem like, oh, he is romantically involved with her. Oh, he like her. What happened to what happened in this world where men stand up for women that's being disrespected? Like, why
Right.
does it have to be somebody being romantically involved? He's a man.
Right.
He's seen someone being disrespected and he stepped in. That's just what it is. Like, why aren't you siding with the other person? Like, oh, well, that's wrong. She's being disrespected. It's like these people are weird, bro. Just weird. Like
It is weird. I mean, it is
Now,
weird, because
now,
I'm
now
telling
think
you,
about this
if
too, Tay.
I would feel,
Jericho, go ahead. Oh,
What
I don't.
I
happened?
would feel good for a person that I'm with to stand up for someone who is trying to stand up for themselves, yet, because there's certain men that won't listen to women. They only listen to other men. Like, I mean, that's something I would be proud of, not jealous of. And I'm pretty sure, she's secure in her relationship.
I never picked up the connection between you and him as being romantic. It didn't dawn on me. It just dawned on me as two like minds who like to vibe off each other, who like to play off each other and have meaningful conversations that spawn useful information. Like, people are just petty and they gonna be that. And it ain't nothing we can do about it.
But
And if you on
see,
your
and then this is
platform
the thing too.
preaching disrespect, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You, Juju, and Lovey all came to my defense when women was going crazy on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody said nothing about that. Y'all know I'm gonna just lay back. I don't feel threatened by women, especially with words. So I'm just sitting
Oh
back and letting
yeah,
them go. They like, nah. Juju and Tay came up like, nah, you tripping. They handle the women. So we're in a group. Shouldn't we? And we supposed to look out for one another.
true.
If
Yeah,
the men
yeah. I
handle the
mean,
men
I
and the women
forgot about
handle the
that.
women.
I mean, I think people have just gotten too far away from I'm my brother and my sister's keeper. And if there's something in my power that
Mm-hmm.
I can do, then I'm going to do it. And you should do it. I mean, even the Bible thumpers should understand that, because does it not say in the Bible, if you have the ability to do good, you should do it? You
Right.
don't hold that back.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hold back, help. And because guess what? When you're in a position and you need help, you're gonna learn the lesson that way when nobody steps to your defense when they have the ability to. And that is what the people, who make these little comments trying to cause chaos. And his wife is right. What is it to them if he was? What is it to them? Aside from people trying to start up trauma. At the end of the day, she know that's her man, and she ain't worried about nothing like that. It's an online community.
Right. That's
My
it.
wife is my life. My wife is my life, man. But check this out. I'm gonna tell you. Let's go down deeper down the rabbit hole. You know why it don't affect me? Because think about this. Anything that people say, that's an idea that formed in their head. That's an emotion that they put out the frequency with. That's what's in within them. So a
Right.
lot of times people are just projecting. They just projecting. So that person that said that is the reason they went under a fake profile that we're not familiar
Right.
with, because they was telling us how they think, how they
Yeah.
feel. That's how
Yeah.
they
All
feel
you doing
inside.
is just showing
I don't know if
how you really feel.
that's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. So I don't know if that's feeling towards me or if that feeling is towards you.
Right.
It's towards one of us.
Either
So
way,
they feel
it's yeah. Either way, either
that's
way.
all they do is projection, because it is no grounds to stand on. Because what? Because I came to a defense. Did she not do it for me?
And I guarantee you,
Did
it was
other people
somebody
not
that
do
both
it?
of you actually know that's probably a regular follower and they didn't want to expose themselves.
Right. We said that. That's pretty much what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It's a regular follower,
And
someone
my
who
wife
actually
said that.
knows. Huh?
My wife said that. She said that's
Yeah, that's
somebody y'all
exactly
both
what it
know, and they
is.
jealous.
Yeah.
My wife was like, she the one who said, she's like, I don't know if they like you or her, but they like one of y'all.
That part.
Right. Exactly like you say, we don't know where the energy coming from.
I mean,
Jericho say,
they,
"Oh,
probably
they,
jealousy. Look how highly he speaks of his wife. You know what I'm saying? And they probably don't have that same energy in their relationship, and they're jealous of it. It may not even be a point of them liking either one of you. It could just be that they're jealous of the way that he loves her, and they want to cause disruption in that because they don't have that love.
yeah,
Hey, if we're gonna take it deeper down the rabbit hole,
yeah."
mm-hmm.
They could
Let's
go
keep
there
going
too.
deep. 'Cause they probably watching it. Psychoanalysis time. This is the fun part.
they probably like, who is that
This is
girl?
why you shouldn't fuck with me.
I'll know something if I start getting hate mail.
Right.
But see, this is why you shouldn't bother all people, because all people ain't gonna fight dirty like you. I'm gonna just tell you about yourself, and I'm gonna be factual with it, and you'll have to go look in the mirror.
Right.
That's gonna hurt worse than me trying to roast you or any of that. I'm gonna just tell the truth about you.
People hate arguments with me. because I don't do that emotional. I was a psychology major. That was my major. That's my associate. I have an associate's in it. So like when people argue with me, they get so frustrated because I don't let them penetrate my core. It's like I'm the type of person that will say what I have to say, and I see that text message popping up on iMessage, and I'll block them before they get a chance to say it, just to send the message. I do not care. I am secure in who I am, and what you say is irrelevant. But you heard what I said, and I meant what I said. I mean, but like I don't try to vibrate in that energy a lot, but there are times that I do.
Facts, she do. And she be like, don't deviate from what I said.
Right, because
You know how when you're in an argument, people try to bring up something else. Now the topic is this. Don't try to deviate and say.
And they hate arguing me because I can tell when someone is deflecting. No, that's not the topic of conversation. We can address this topic separately, but right now we're addressing this topic because I had the courage to bring it up. You didn't have the courage to bring up your issue until I brought up mine. Therefore, you can wait.
That's exactly what I meant. Deviate. You be like, don't deviate.
Yeah.
Jericho say, "Oh God, I had someone try to pull something like that on me before, but I do get aggressive and put them in their place."
I mean, just like I mentioned Tahuti Matara, he was an herbalist and he had a wife and everything. But like, I mean, we would have conversations just like this. We wouldn't have them on a public forum, but like we would literally talk about so much, and she would be right there. And she would even, interject and they would make all these comments, and it would be like, bro, it's not like that, but they think people will think what they want to think, and I let them think it. But guess what? I got so much knowledge from that person, and I'm glad that I didn't allow their comments to keep me from consuming that knowledge, from absorbing it.
Mm-hmm. Because girl, I'm worried about these people.
Mm-hmm. But girl, it's been such a good conversation, like definitely like mine, and I'm glad I came on. Like I didn't know what to say. Like I normally I have to have the right person to play off of in order, for me to. But like you and Tay, y'all were great. I appreciate y'all. Y'all made my first time very easy.
She act like she a pro, huh? Word.
Hey, she know what she talking about, and that's the thing. You can tell when people comfortable with the information because they know it. That's why I say I don't believe in anything. I gotta know it. There's no point in believing. I get to the point of knowing.
And this is a bit off topic, but people need to fact check on their own. Stop taking information that you get from YouTube videos and online. You need to do actual research. Like it's okay to write down concepts and ideas that other people bring up, but in order for you to understand it, understand it, and overstand it, you need to do the research yourself. You need to get an understanding of the concept yourself. There's nothing wrong with listening to other people, but put the work in because you will get a lot more out of it that way.
Tell you, she the one that taught me that for real.
And see, you know what? That's why, like, even when I come on here, I don't come on here as a teacher. I don't try to teach nobody nothing. What I always say, Tay, I'm sharing information, and the way I explain it, you can observe it. Only thing you got to do is apply what I'm saying. You can see it for yourself, and I break it down into a layman's term. If you need references where I got it from, I give people that. Like I said, I study and practice almost any religious or spiritual system you can name. So I just took out what was beneficial. I can sit here and talk about the history, the origin. I can do all that. But let's talk about what works in those systems. Like I tell people, I live by the 42 ideas of my I practice the 5 pillars of Islam. I go through jihad and Islam. The philosophies of the Bible I follow. So I use all of it. That's why I don't discredit none of it. It's all useful. It's a tool. How are you using it?
And there's so many common threads.
That's why I don't need
religions.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just said there's so many common threads in all religions. So many common threads.
I mean, there's been times in
That's
my
a fact.
I've vibrated with Buddhism, like certain concepts. Like I don't, follow the entire practice, but there are very useful concepts in the religion, as there are useful concepts in Hinduism and, Islam. Everything has value. There are jewels in it all, and you just have to find it.
Now let me show you something. Now you know the three main religions. I'm gonna take it to the east too. But the three you talk about Islam, Hebrew or Judaism, and Christianity, right? And you say they all got common threads. That's because they all are fragments of one another. You got to put them together. You have one that represents the soul, one that represents the body, and one that represents the mind. Same thing for Buddhism, Hinduism, and Taoism. Um, they all represent different aspects. So that's why, um, like Islam, that's the science. Islam is a science, more than a religion. And when you practice it as a science, you is the body, is the physical, is the science of the physical. Uh, when you talk about Judaism, that's the uh, that's the embodiment of the mind, and Christianity is the spirit. Same thing when you go to Buddhism. Buddhism is the spirit. Taoism is the mind. Taoism is or Hinduism is the body. So they all have common threads because they're all the same thing, explained from different people, and they all have fragments of it. But when you put it together, you'll get the complete package. Well, really not because all the text ain't there and none of them. But yeah, that's how all that works. That's why we live in the three. Everything is in threes. If you notice, most of everything that function is in threes.
Definitely. Just like sound, like I feel like there's so much healing energy in music and things like that. But like, sound is what, even the vibration of sound is what creates the visual things that we see. Like everything is sound and people don't realize that. Like I feel like that's the core of creation. But that is another topic.
Yeah, frequency. Sounds of frequency. You ever see frequency in water? The different shapes it make.
I've never paid attention.
When you get a chance, go on YouTube and look at frequencies in water, and then just equate that to you, because your body is made primarily up of water, the inside, the blood, and all that. So the different frequencies that they go through, especially with emotions. That's why we have the chemical reactions, the chemical, like that's how you release dopamine, is having those different emotions, and it's sending a frequency to release this drug. And that drug does specific things to your body. But that's how your body communicates. It's through frequencies, through the electron. That's all it is energy. Everything is energy.
Definitely.
Mhm.
So that's why I always tell people, tell you what I always say at the end of my show, care about how you feel. Because these emotions you have, they send frequencies throughout your body. And you can look at the God frequency. It's deep. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. I ain't even gonna get into that. See, I don't talk like this on my show, do I? Tell you, like if somebody come up and start talking to me, then I'll be like, okay, I'm going
Did
in.
he will?
But
Yeah,
just
he keep it
normal,
kind of general.
yeah. No, I want to because I'm sharing information. But when I come up and I'm having a conversation, I'm still sharing information. It's just on a different level. I'm
Yeah,
communicating
it's
with
on a
somebody who
different level.
can understand
Well,
what I'm.
it's because certain
Other than
concepts,
that, I try
as
to
people
explain
say, they
things.
trigger things that might not have
I'm
been
sorry.
triggered. I said, I think it's because, like, when you have a conversation with someone, it's because it triggers things, like it triggers thought. And it may not even be directly related to what you said, but you followed that thought regardless. And I think that's why
it's good to have, you know, like you said, masculine and feminine energies discuss things because they play off of each other. And there, while you're
Hmm.
talking, like I get a thought that inspires another thought that inspires another whole arm of the conversation that's useful. So I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
That's what I
Jericho up
always
here
tell
body
people.
slamming folks, child.
Uh,
Y'all see Jericho say she didn't body slam somebody at the club.
I ain't messing with Jericho. Bro, Jericho, you do MMA? I ain't
Jericho.
messing with you. Mm-mm. Then the WWN people through the tables.
I know.
Yeah, but definitely, like these conversations, like having people to like. I try to like I come on here and I ain't trying to teach nobody, but I do want to share information. So I explain it in a sense where people can observe it themselves. But I be trying to give them the sauce. People just don't be listening. They trying to get me assassinated. I'm straight.
You see how he talk? He talk real. You gotta listen. That's why I had to go back and go back to his live. I do. I always replay your lives because it's like at that time I might not be listening or like I'm listening, but I don't catch it completely. So I had to go back and like re-listen. And when I listen, I'm like, damn, okay, that's a Jude. Oh, okay, I see. Like I
It's,
just so yeah. And he talk real, he talks like soft. So it's like I sometimes I don't catch it right then the things that he say.
I take it as he talks from a place of comfort and comfortability in knowing what he's talking about and where he's coming from, and I think that's why it translates. The
Oh yeah, that too.
But I couldn't. There are channels where I might like the person, but their energy is just so wired, and they're so anxious. It's like they make me
Me,
watching it, so I can't do it. And no offense to anybody that's like that, but
me,
people are just more receptive to calm, balanced energy than sporadic, all over the place energy.
yeah.
and see that I like to control the environment too. Um, and when you having discussions like this, I don't think it should be emotional. So a lot of times, I try to set the tone because having some of the discussions, I'll be having people get emotional about it. So I I keep the tone and the environment calm, and even when it get out of control, I don't let them control me. So even when it's going crazy, you will get the same thing from me because I'm still in control, even though you might be out of control. I'm not gonna let you change the environment. And if they can't calm down, then I just kick them off and keep it moving. I
Right.
don't dwell on it, and it don't affect me. Once it's done, it's done. I learned from it, and I move forward.
Definitely. And I work at the stock market, right? And like I have to deal with customers, and they might be upset, but like I notice a lot of times they play off of you. So if your energy is calm, even if they're being an ass, they end up apologizing without you having to call out the information as long as you stay in your center. Because they will realize
Hmm.
balance in the conversation and they will apologize without you having to
Yeah,
bring attention to it.
so true.
But guys, I'm gonna turn in for the night. This has been such a good conversation. I appreciate you guys chat with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna end
Oh, for
it.
sure.
I had a good time. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming, Amber.
Okay,
Word.
word.
Hey,
It was a great conversation. I appreciate you.
For those who's
great
interested,
conversation. I appreciate you. We're gonna have to link up again. We all gonna have to do this again.
Definitely. Oh,
yeah, of course she probably be back on the channel. But for those who's
And
interested in Amber, um, intuitive readings or anything like that, check out the website she got and check out Word. His link is at the bottom as well. I will drop it again for y'all.
And also, maybe guys drop some comments about the type of stuff that you would like to hear about on the replay. Catch the replay. And, you know, maybe we can touch on those topics.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely,
for sure.
definitely. Hey, Tay, we'll have to dual stream too.
Oh
One thing
yeah,
you
we
gotta
can
do
do
is turn it
that.
on in the setting. Yeah, turn it on in the settings, and we can do that next time. We can dual stream. We can pack the house.
Facts. Yeah, we can pack it and come up with y'all got a topic, you know, we can definitely do that if that's what you want to do. We'll talk about it. You know how to read.
Hey, pick my brain. You know, I'm a channel anyway. I be cheating. Y'all just don't know I be cheating.
All
I
right,
don't know
thank
everything,
y'all.
but
Thank you for having me. You guys have a great morning.
you
Right.
too.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. All right, you guys. I hope y'all got some information out of it. I thought this was a pretty good topic, divine, feminine, Jerica. Oh, I had forgot to. I forgot now, but never mind. But divine feminine and divine masculine. So if people want to tap into those energies and things like that, we definitely talked about that. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. Thank y'all for the people in the bushes, for the people that's watching. I really do appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good night. Peace.